hey.com.
Because if you can do both of those things, awesome. If you can do both those things, you can handle Mastodon. Because what you do is you find a Mastodon website. Like, for example, mine is cyber.space. So I'm Spanky works at cyber. And if I want someone on a different one, so let's say I'm looking at Morgan, this guy right here, he's not on cyberspace. So, and this here, a wife, she is on cyberspace. So when I'm looking at my timeline, if they don't have a second at, then they use the same website as me. If they do have a second at, then they don't. But that's the only separation. Like, it still is just, I can see everybody.
For you, Spanky Works. So I typed in cyber.space and GoDaddy says it's for sale.
Okay,
you typed it in wrong.
Spelled wrong. CYBRE.
Yep.
Why wouldn't they just buy the other URL?
Let's find out.
Okay. So
it's probably, I bet cyber.space is like $10,000 or something.
I would recommend not using cyberspace because I would use lx.xyz because you guys are gamers and LX are from World of Warcraft.
What is
TJ?
What is cyber.space?
Oh, it's fine. I'm from Avatar.
So the reason I wouldn't recommend cyber.space is because one, there's a lot of people talking about nerd shit like Linux and whatever, and so here's how you choose.
It says something that cyber.space registrations are currently closed.
Right, and to get the registration, you can either donate $1 to the Patreon one time, or someone can invite you.
What? No.
This is like Twitter you pay for?
They don't pay for it. I mean, I can invite unlimited people for free.
All right, so what's the website I should go to? Elic?
But let me just explain that part really quick, because it's real simple.
But first, can you explain?
So when you go to Twitter,
what website do I have to go to buy bots to dominate?
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of fucking Nazis, and you can't get anything done by reporting people, and the president uses it. So it's obviously a perfect website.
But so when I want to send a message on Mastodon, how do I do that? What webpage do I go to send a message?
It depends on where your account is stored at.
See, this is why everybody hates open source.
Mine's Mastodon.cloud.
No, it's because I'm like, oh my god, it takes two things. Fuck this! I'm gonna give all my money to corporations who want to fucking just kill everybody. I love it so much.
How'd you get that recording of my inner monologue?
All right, cyber.space.
Okay.
Membership level.
I'm gonna explain it like this.
Why are they mad at somebody for having a green hat?
If I'm like, I fucking hate what they did to Gmail, but too bad there's no other email provider in the entire universe. I have to use Gmail no matter what, because I go to gmail.com, and it's just that easy.
Okay, but why is Morgan mad at somebody for wearing a green hat?
Oh, that's complicated. We're not getting into Morgan.
All right. So,
that's a bot. So this is a bot. It's a neural net. And it just takes people's tweets or toots, and it just makes sentences out of predictive text from their other stuff as it's training on.
You know, that 100% passed the Turing test for me. I was like, that is something a human would say.
Thank you. I'm having a green fucking hat, you imbecilic boob. All right, so what I was going to say was, if you want to send a message, my account is on cyberspace. So I go to cyberspace and I log in and I type message and I send it. It's that easy.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay. How do I
sign up for an account?
How do you get your profile discovered by other people or find people to follow?
You don't.
What's the one that I should sign up on?
The one I would recommend you go to is elek.xyz.
All right. How do you spell that?
ELEKK.xyz.
All right. Done. All right. I'm going to make a Mastodon.
John, you
Please
can always
ask
if
a
this
current
turns out
member
to be
for an invitation code.
If this turns out to be Alliance dominated server, you can always pay to transfer.
Spanky, So what you're telling me is Mastodon is
Okay,
basically
look. Stop.
Mastodon is basically Twitter.
Shut the fuck up!
Except for that, you can't get into it unless you have an invite.
No. It's not like that at all.
It seems like it is very much like that.
No. I just don't know the ones people can sign up on because I don't fucking tell people to join. Here's how you actually
Why does
do
it matter which server I sign up on?
Because it's not like they're all controlled by the Mastodon Corporation. People run their own with whatever hardware they have.
But Mastodon Corporation would be a cool fucking name.
It would.
All right, I'm going to make my own server that's going to be called the Mastodon Corporation Incorporated.
Can we make a Born in the 80s Mastodon server?
I can literally make a website that is Mastodon, which is social.hemsworthfeet.world.
Yes. I will sign up.
And I'll just leave it for us, and our accounts can be there.
Maybe it would be smarter to do like Born in the 80s.
Listen, if you literally want, this is how.
So then we have our own social media.
Sometimes Alec is open, but it's dependent upon if the owners have like enough processing power on their servers.
Now I have a question.
Here's how you actually.
How do I get into? Why does it matter which one I'm a member of?
It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. The matter part of it, functionally, you don't really see it. Here's why it technically matters that you will never see as a user.
I would guess like moderation, right?
Yes, every single instance has its own mod team. You don't report it and it goes to the Mastodon Corporation, goes through their AI, decides Nazis are fine, and it just stays up forever. If someone's saying shit, every instance can have its own code of conduct. If an instance says, if we think it's transphobic, they're banned, that's just it. You don't have to, you don't have to convince the corporate office that it's transphobic.
Okay, so, but then, like, if there is, like, a Mastodon server that's like, we're Nazis, then I'm assuming everybody else just, like, doesn't list them? Or, like, the other servers don't show it up? Okay.
Yeah, so here's how that works. I'll go to mine, cyber.space/about. And they all have these about pages. I think there's also an about more with the full list. About/more. So basically it says unavailable content, and it says these servers, we do not allow anything. And you can see a lot of them are like unsafe.space. It's kind of obvious why that one. Then these ones will be hidden from public and you won't get notifications. So there's basically like there are things that you won't get, but you don't have to pay attention to this shit. This is all the mod team. But I mean, there's stuff like gas.lgbt and shit. Like people will make obviously like terrible, awful servers. And people and your server will just block them and you won't see them. So if the Nazis try to come to your server, they just get banned. If they try to make their own server to continue harassing people on their server, they just block that entire server. So it allows your moderation team to say, like, one, we decide what's okay and what's not okay. Not like we don't have to like lobby the corporate interests and advertisers pushback. If it sucks, it sucks. And so that is like the moderation benefit. Now the other thing is the server stuff. Like basically it is made so that if one server has like shitty rules or they're allowing shitty stuff, people can go and make their own with blackjack and hooker.
Ooh, I want both.
What if you join a server and then they suddenly become shitty and get banned from the other servers? Can you like transfer or do you have to start over?
Yeah. No, there's an account migration. So
is there account chain migration?
No, because that's illegal now.
Waka waka, the world is trash.
Anyway, so if you're really wanting to learn or like the way that is recommended, I want to be on Mastodon, what do I do? Joinmastodon.org is the like website that you're supposed to go for that. I thought Elec was open, and they are open sometimes, but not all the time. And right now is not one of the times, obviously. So that was my bad. But joinmastodon.org, usually has like a list of servers that are open, and you can kind of filter them out. So categories, if you want one that's gaming focused.
No, Spanky. I tried to sign up for one of these, and it said that my email was invalid, so I can't use a Gmail to sign up.
I don't know. I doubt that's.
Did you type it in wrong? That usually says invalid email if it's like not the right format.
Did you do a comma instead of a period? You just can't tell.
I auto-filled from my thing.
Yeah, it auto-filled wrong. I don't know.
Is there one for House Twinks?
Did it add a space?
For a friend.
I'm sure that there's one for House Twinks. So these ones, they like say the person who runs joinmastodon.org like reaches out to people who have things that are open and are like, hey, would you like to be listed on the site? So it looks like right now.
So I have a question. I can't seem to join this because it won't take my Gmail address. So I guess I'll have to pick.
So which website
this
are you?
This really does seem like it's a completely gated off community that doesn't allow people onto it. So how do you have a social network where you can't get in?
Here's the thing. Okay, what I'm trying to say right now is
I literally just tried to sign up.
I'm in my Facebook. I can't fucking figure out this goddamn Instagram thing. Where the fuck is the friend button?
I don't know why you're so surprised that John's a boomer. He's been a boomer for like years.
You know, none of the other things that you just mentioned.
I like the irony that I'm currently in a Joe Biden like.
How do I click the book?
Calling people boomers.
Okay, so I tried the humor one, banana.dog. And that didn't work.
Okay.
So I guess I'll go join one of these furry ones, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's like
join
4 of them. There's more furry ones than there are than any of the other ones.
Yeah, of course.
Let me tell you something. You will encounter furries on Mastodon.
Okay.
Several.
All right. So I can't join Mastodon because none of their servers allow me to join.
Why aren't you on hostducks.social? It says beer and free software lovers.
I don't. So free software lovers are dickheads usually. I know.
Okay. Yeah,
I am.
Yeah.
So I do have some issues with this. I don't know how to join because so I looked at music and the 2 servers that suggested are in Spanish, so I don't think I can do that.
Okay.
How do I find a music one? And is it going to be filled with music people? Because I hate music people.
Okay. There's a couple that it said for art, but that's not really me. The gaming ones seem to be mostly weird Japanese games that they have so that doesn't seem right.
That's my stuff.
So
no, it's like weird Japanese games.
Yeah. We're talking like Onichanbara or
I'm gonna check. So I have a person I know and I like in who runs an instance. It's Toot.cafe, I believe. I'm gonna see if his are open.
I'm so afraid.
You just can't create an account, so that's how it works.
Look,
that's how you keep Nazis on social media.
Do you not read what I'm doing? Account. Spanky,
I'm paralyzed with choice that I'm gonna pick the wrong one, and then everybody will be like, "You don't belong here. Get out."
So that little at that you have after that. Is that like people judge you based on what at that you have after you?
Of course they do.
I don't want to pick the wrong one.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to have that banana dog one because it's a cool name. Pick that one.
Okay, people will absolutely judge you more for the banana dog one.
What's wrong with that? It's a cool name.
You have to join a 9gag one. Mastodon.9gag.world.
Okay, so I'm trying this one that you just suggested.
There it is. I just created a Mastodon account in like the previous 2 seconds.
Why are you you're like accounts?
You're a computer professional, okay? Us normies don't know.
Okay, that worked. So I guess that one
category
doesn't allow you to
music.
use a Gmail account to sign up.
Okay. Apparently the only music servers are in Spanish and Italian.
Yeah, that's what I told you. There's no way to get in.
English. There's 26 English servers.
Okay, so wait, let me read this. Okay, there's a lot of steps here. Home.
Here are a lot of steps.
You follow will appear on your home feed. You can follow anyone on any server. Okay. Public posts for people on the same server will appear in your local timeline.
Let's see. Adult
So
content.
if I join a server that I hate, I'm going to see a bunch of garbage I don't want because I couldn't join the server I wanted to because it was locked.
John, join Twitter.at.
Pretty much every single server that's locked, you can message the admin and say, hey, I would like an account, and they'll send you an invite link.
So wait, I'll have 2 different logins to Mastodon?
No. Why would you have 2 logins?
Well, because I created an account through toot.cafe.
Yeah.
Wouldn't I have to go on their website and create an account since they're hosting a server? Or is the account not server-based? I thought you said it was.
Server-based. The account is server-based, so your account is on toot.cafe. Mine's on cyber.space. And just like emailing between Yahoo and Gmail works, tweeting, basically, between cyberspace and toot.cafe work.
Okay.
I have a question.
I have another
This
question.
is a technical question. But
Okay.
I tried Googling musician mastodons, and Mastodon's a band, so that's not going to work for me.
You're not going to have a lot of luck with that.
All right.
So a mastodon.art is primarily a visual art and photography kind of instance, but I know that there are musicians who are on Mastodon.
So here's what I want: a server where people are going to find new music, but where I'm the only musician on it.
I can make you one, and I can be the person going to find new music, and you can be the only musician. Damn it, because I'm technically a musician, so that wouldn't work.
See, that's the problem. And then I'd be like, here's a new track I posted, and you'd be like, that's awesome. Here's one I posted. So can you promote me instead?
I will say I want to make a couple things clear about Mastodon. So Mastodon basically looks exactly like Twitter.
Well, it can. Yeah, and it does by default.
But most of the toots, which is really stupid that they call it that, because they're like, well, what can we call it? It's not a tweet.
And then it's
an
like
elephant. It's an elephant make.
Here's a thought I just farted out.
And also they call it a boost instead of a like, I guess, or something like that.
No, boost is a retweet.
Okay, but no.
Don't tell me that boost makes less sense than a retweet.
Okay, so you're seeing the same screen I am.
Reblog!
Created an account on this.
Call it a forward. Just call it a forward.
It looks like 90% of what people post on Mastodon is bitching about how stuff isn't open source.
Maybe.
You must be on the Spanky server.
No, look, this guy's like talking about about crowdfunding development and like Mozilla is what you should be all about. And man, it's just who's this Nolan guy? Why am I seeing this guy?
Do you remember Tom from MySpace? So that whenever you created your account, you had at least one friend. Mastodon implemented that. So whoever runs the server is gonna be your friend, and you gotta unfollow them. You don't just like Tom. You don't have to keep Tom. You don't have to keep Nolan.
I think I found one. DIYmusic.space.
Spanky, I think I know who the people that are on Mastodon are based on this tweet from Nolan, or Toot from Nolan. I'm gonna call it tweet because
wait, is that not a thing?
But I want everyone to hear this. Of course, this could also be an issue of correlation without causation. Teams that choose Svelte are probably already performance-minded, e.g., it looks like Svelte tends to have the most Brotili encoded resources other than Ember, which ought to have nothing to do with the JS framework and only to do with whether you configured your CDN correctly or chosen a good one. What the fuck is he talking about? Technical shit.
Would you like me to answer the question?
I know that you know what it is.
Okay, but just hold on before you freak out.
How do I unfollow this nerd?
You just click on his account like you would on Twitter, and then unfollow up in the top right.
All right. I don't want to unfollow. Can I make it so I don't see him, but I still follow him? Mute. Boom. There. Now I'm still following him because I
look at that. You just figured out a thing on this fucking crazy difficult website.
Well,
I didn't have to fucking.
You know how I figured it out? Because it's basically identical to Twitter in every way, other than the fact that you need to use some bullshit thing to sign up for it.
Okay, but
I think the selling point is that it's identical to Twitter in every way except not Nazis.
Yeah. So, but check out my screen share. What I'm going to show you is how to make.
How do I follow Spanky?
How do I follow Nazis?
So the way
Spanky dot works.
No, it's just Spanky works at cyber.space. but you just do it in the search bar. So
if I just type in Spanky Works, it'll show up. Hey, it did.
Probably does.
Wait, there's 2 Spankies. Should I follow all 3 Spankies?
Okay, look. So
wait, you created 3 accounts? That's confusing.
So Mastodon.rocks was my first. It doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, I'm following.
Like if you click it, I don't think it'll take you.
Okay.
It's just you can. I mean, I don't get alerts for it, but
I want to see what you
Cyber.space
tweeted out back in the day. Wait, now you're private. You have to approve me?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Look, I'll approve you.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't if
content. Can I see what the sensitive content is?
He just marked it as sensitive content. It's just nature.
That is pretty sensitive nowadays.
Fucking SJW sensitive nature bullshit.
All right, I'm going Spanky Works' website. Programmer, key him. What's Arrow? Aromantic. Got it. Ace Arrow. Colorblind, unfortunately Missouri. That makes sense.
Okay, so my one pen toot is at Pinafore, and it's a dark theme that I designed for Pinafore. Pinafore is a different front end for Mastodon that you can use.
This snake is just eating itself at this point.
And I helped code it, and the developer on it is Nolan. So that's how I know Nolan.
Hey, I'm following Nolan.
Hey, I know him. So yeah, did you follow request?
I did. It says I'm waiting. I can still see all of your toots though.
So is there a way to search these instances?
You mean search of the running instances?
Just to find because I found I found like a listing for different categories, and one said DIYmusic.space, but then I followed the link and it goes to a different instance. So I think that one just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. So a lot of these people, http.cat.
Wow, Mastodon's pretty crazy here. I guess I'm going to follow this one.
Okay, here's a question.
War Fortress. This seems like a...
If you post a bunch of shit and then the server gets just shut down, then what happens?
So
it may follow me.
So Mastodon.rocks got shut down. So
you lose all of your toots?
Sort of. Now, but I'm just going to explain that. Mastodon.rocks doesn't exist. I can't log into that website anymore. No one owns it. It's not a real website. But anything that I said in the time that account existed and the 2 server, this is the shit that doesn't matter. But it's when the servers were talking to each other, someone followed me on this site while I was on that site. That server knows that I made these toots. So you can look at them, like the historical toots.
Okay, but then
Mastodon.rocks was almost entirely me bitching about software.
Well, anyway, I now have somewhat figured it out.
All the people there.
I'm gonna follow this guy who's at Nick because he tweeted about how the quesarito is talking about Taco Bell. So obviously that's...
dude, yeah, just search quesarito.
No, well, I just went to local, and I'm assuming that's other people that are on my server.
Yes, that's what it is.
So that's kind of cool.
Federated is a difficult thing.
Would have been nice to have been on a server that I would have wanted to be on, but I just chose this one, so because they blocked me from joining it.
I have a question.
What's up?
So I just applied for the server, I guess. And if I wanted to go on Twitter and be like, hey, here's my Mastodon thing, is there a permanent link that sticks around even if I have to migrate to a different server?
So you're saying like if you migrate to a different server, you won't have to update the link?
Yeah.
No.
Damn it.
But here's one thing you can do. I will go to Nolan's as an example here. Because I think he's done it. Yeah. So you see how he's got this like check mark here? You can basically verify your identity yourself, which is literally just two-factor public authentication. Basically, like if you go to someone's YouTube and you know it's their YouTube and they have their Twitter in their like find me on Twitter or whatever, you know that it's their Twitter. And that's kind of how this works too, and you get a checkmark account. Which is like, I have a website, spanky.works. I can put a link to my Mastodon on spanky.works. I can put my website link on this, and because they both link to each other circularly, it's like, oh, okay, this is who he says he is. So that is the way you verify yourself.
Spanky, I know you hate on my ability to do anything, but I want to let you know that I did the YouTube DL by myself for the last episode. So.
Oh my God, you're gonna fucking you're gonna become a nerd, and you're gonna start following Nolan on Mastodon, like fucking liking all of his nerd tweets.
That's okay. I already outed you as a nerd on as my first Mastodon tweet.
John's a nerd and a homeowner, so he's gonna start following Ben Shapiro.
I'm gonna go to my home timeline, and we're gonna see what happens. So I've got some bullshit going on here. Oh, I don't follow John yet.
Yeah, that's fucking right. You don't even
follow him first.
Follow John.
May have favorited my status for.
That's not. You boosted. Oh wait, no.
I did both.
What's favorite? Is it called favoriting?
Favorite is like.
So it's like
boomerest thing I've ever said. Is it called favoriting?
But what? Look at this. So like, because my instance has a few customizations.
Don't forget to like my Twitter account.
My like symbol is a floppy disk on Cyber.space.
You don't even know what a floppy disk is. I know you do, but still.
Whoa, you 3D printed the save symbol.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some cool shit though, because my instance has a few customizations. One that I think all of them have is if you go to the settings and appearance.
Yeah.
It's enable advanced web interface right at the very top.
No, I don't have that option.
Okay, whatever. And when you click it...
Wait, why do I not have that option?
You probably have to like enable advanced options or something. Or maybe you're not a power user. You have to work up enough karma.
Wait.
No, you do.
Karma. No, wait, what? Oh. Okay, the UI just sucked. Yeah, I have that option.
Yeah. So it's not exactly like Twitter. This used to be the default UI. And then
that's what Tweetbot looked like.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
TweetDeck too.
So originally, this was based on TweetDeck and Tweetbot. And then people are like, can we get a simple one to like use on tablets and shit? And then they made the other one the default because people are using mobile interfaces way more than this. So this is just the one you can enable if you want the advanced look. I personally like to keep it on the Twitter one, but...
Gender orientation pronouns. How do I set that up for myself?
So you just go to account, I believe. No, profile.
Oh, account.
And then there's these profile metadata ones. You can make the label.
Oh, you can make your own labels.
Yes.
Okay. So
those are my labels. And here's the thing that I don't think yours has, but mine does because it's got customizations.
Windows 95.
Here we go.
I want that.
Yeah, I want that one.
How come I don't get that one?
How do I force other people to see my profile like that?
This is what the timeline looks like whenever you have the Windows 95 theme.
Oh, I love that. How do I get that?
I'm uncomfortable. I love it.
Oh man, there needs to be like a separate window header for each item.
So it's in the appearance and the top right site theme, but Nolan doesn't have the Windows 95 theme installed.
He doesn't have any themes installed because I can't.
He has a few. He's got Paris Monomoore.
Oh, it's because I'm in profile appearance, not preferences appearance. There we go.
Yeah, so profile appearance is your profile.
Photon dark. What does that do? Oh, I don't like
it
that. Does. Paris Mon Amour. Oh, I like that one. It's blue and blue. Dark blue.
Photon drops are what you get to power up your weapons in Phantasy Star.
So I go to local, and that will be everyone on my server, and then federated is every server that my server is connected to.
You got it.
Cool.
I don't know what that means.
I'm understanding it more. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it seems like the communities are all locked up at this point.
Well,
like the one I wanted to join, I couldn't join.
Well, you can apply.
Probably
I applied to one,
no,
but
I couldn't even apply to that one.
Oh, really?
No.
Well, no, and then the Elic one I also couldn't apply to.
So the Elic one, I know that you can message Noelle and say, "Hey, I would like an account." Spanky Works sent me, and Noelle has no idea who I am, but she can look me up and see that I'm not a shitbird, and say, "Okay, so if this dude recommended these
until
people,
we send her links to the podcast."
Well, I mean, as long as just a bot that's just Homestar screenshots, sign me up.
Yep. What?
I just followed a Homestar screenshot bot.
Nice.
That just puts that.
So I'm gonna send you a
There's some good bots in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna direct message you from my Toot.cafe.
I'm in Toot.cafe.
Well, I am too, but I should probably not use it because people will think it's me, even though my regular one is cyberspace. So I'll send it to you in cyberspace.
Gonna play some Paper Mario. That's a tweet that I favorited. Can I change it so favorites isn't spelled with a U?
Yeah, change it to real English instead of British English.
Honestly, I have no idea. So I direct messaged you.
I didn't get it. How do I get it?
There's probably a direct messages button.
It is, but there's nothing here. Maybe I have to refresh. Nah.
So Spanky, where's horny Twitter?
Oh shit! I fucked up. I don't know how to use this website.
I found that.
How the fuck do you use this website?
Let's see. Well, let me find.
Why don't you just click on my profile and then just DM me?
Yeah, so that was the thing. Is I should have just clicked it, but I was trying to be neat and just type it in.
I got it. All right, click the thing. Who's this? Melee.
It's only posts Melee bot.
So every 10 days or 7 days, it posts a picture of the Melee cover?
Yeah, and that's it.
I guess
what's that mastodon.org thing that you said?
Join mastodon.org.
All right,
and
I'm going to get a drink. We should probably
like,
start the podcast.
Those are just the ones who contact the guy who runs that.
Okay, so TJ, the horny one is called Switter.at.
Oh yeah, that's the sex work one.
That's
I think that's the second biggest one in the world too.
Now, do you have to be a sex worker to join, or just like a fan?
You could be a fan for sure, but you will definitely get banned for any anti-sex worker thing you say.
Fair enough.
Oh, I get it. The SW stands for sex work.
There you go. It's sex work Twitter.
Now, is there one for adult baby diaper lovers?
Yes,
Again,
and I'm pretty sure that my server has banned them. And I think it's abdl.life.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Oh my god, I can't believe I just fucking typed that in.
You should join yif.life. You're on Twitch right now, so don't do anything that's gonna get my channel banned.
Oh, okay. Shit, what I'm just gonna search for fucking what is it? ABDL. Okay, it's not banned on mine, I don't think.
Any DM? What?
Yeah. Or diaper. What? Oh, ABDL Mastodon. Let's see if I can get some fucking bullshit.
Dude,
abdl.link. It's abdl.link.
abdl.world.
Oh, and look, they've got their own custom fork of Mastodon to have their own customization. Should I click it?
No. Maybe.
abdl.link is a community-led microblogging platform. We're part of the decentralized federated social network based on open source Mastodon project. abdl.link is hosted on our own servers and supported by our patrons. We don't sell your personal data or have ads. Hey, John, I found an abdl.link, which is...
What have I just walked into? Can you get us up on Twitch so we can start?
We've been on Twitch.
We've been on Twitch, baby.
That's why I'm doing the abdl.link.
We got quite a bit of pre-show
content.
Here's the rules for abdl.link. Under 18s, not allowed. Media or content involving under 18s, not allowed. Posting or linking any content that's illegal in the UK, Netherlands, or Germany, not allowed. Discrimination, not allowed. Spam, bots, not allowed.
So it can be illegal in the US and they can tweet it?
I guess
Fair
so.
enough.
There's a lot of
all
shit that's
profile
illegal in
pictures
the
look-
US that's not illegal in like Europe.
Like standing in front of a police officer if you're not white.
Yeah. TJ, do you have a bunch of like noise canceling on?
No, it's actually off. It's just been annoying. Like no matter what I do, I've got some weird whatever going through.
Yeah, because
Let
it
me turn it
sounds
on.
like slightly robot. It doesn't sound bad if we can't like get rid of it.
Oh,
I was just
you know what?
curious.
Let me do something really quick. It's gonna probably disconnect me for about half a second.
Let's see. Unavailable content. If you make an account on abdl.link, these are the kind of websites you will not be able to interact with. Twitter.at. Looks like you won't be able to interact with feminism.lgbt.
I want to
And a
know
lot
what the ABDL people did. Like, I need to know more about this feud.
Is this any better?
Yeah.
I changed nothing else except for going on my 5.0 Wi-Fi instead of my 2.4.
Okay.
So
See, I was
here's
just like
one
bit crushing you, I guess.
Here's
Okay.
one thing that's terrible. Gab.com now federates on the Fediverse. So, like, every single website is unfederated from them, but they're technically available on the Fediverse.
Is Gab the like racist or
Yes.
Twitter?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
What about Parlor?
I have no idea.
What about Vote?
Oh, here's a good one. Rapefeminists.network. But, like, most of these get shut down in a couple days.
John,
and
you're
people
just gonna have to
make-
go ahead and isolate that clip.
Someone clip that. Is anyone in the fucking chat that could clip that?
I don't know.
See,
how to
I
clip.
like, though, that even though I said that and the audio can be out of context, viewers will know that I was highlighting a banned instance on ABDL. I'm just going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen
Yeah.
and stop
It's too
endorsing
late. You're already
ABDL.link
canceled.
on this fucking stream.
You're already canceled. It's too late. It's okay. I have
Anyway.
a book I can send you.
All right. Let me move my microphone. All right. This is John talking at his normal volume distance from his microphone, and then Matt, and then TJ, and then Spanky.
Hey, this is Matt.
TJ's here or something. I was clipping it.
Oh, good.
Frankie's here. Really glad that we now have me forever saying feminist, whatever I said.
Also,
I fucking
you're doing
raped
it through the Biden filter, which is awesome.
All right.
Let's see.
All right. Wait. Guys, let me get levels again. TJ was way too delayed. All right. This is John talking at his normal volume and voice and distance, and then Matt, and then TJ, and then Spanks.
This is Matt talking No, there's nothing normal about me. Hello.
This is TJ trying to speak, and I didn't clip it right. Fuck!
And this is Spanky, Joe Biden, baby.
All right, Spanky Joe Biden.
You guys,
Spanky,
I hooked up my launch pad.
TJ?
I hooked up my launch pad so I can trigger sound effects, but I have no idea what any of the buttons are. So it'll just be random. It'll be like this.
How'd you do it, dog?
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a great one.
That was crunk.
Oh, it's okay. So I probably put all these
I'm down
around
here in the his house. You know, that was off the heezy fo sheezy.
Remix.
TJ is too loud.
Yes, I am.
Leroy Jenkins.
Can we turn TJ down somehow?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I forgot I have to do that.
Yeah, you do, Matt.
I was just playing with this.
Leroy Jenkins.
How much should I turn him down?
Probably about there. I don't know. I can't hear you.
I don't know, maybe like 20%.
John, this is TJ. TJ talking here. Is this any better? TJ speaking. Talking.
All right, let me hear me talking now, and everyone be quiet but me and then TJ.
Okay, then this is TJ talking after.
Maybe a tiny bit more down. It was better, but still a little loud.
Try it now.
All right, this is TJ speaking like TJ.
All right. This is John eating Chex Mix and talking.
Give me some Chex Mix. I want Chex Mix now. Thanks.
All right, John's gonna talk, and then Spanky's gonna talk.
What's up, y'all? I'm just eating some popcorn.
I think we're good.
Hell yeah.
TJ, Matt, talk after me. Matt, talk after me.
Whoa, what's up?
Do you have fucking gay girl on your forehead?
I do like that. That's great.
All right, we're good. I wish I could use that app, but I can't.
It didn't take me long to set it up, and I didn't even restart my computer.
If I remember, I'll set one up too.
You just got to change the Discord then to this snap camera.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Maybe I need to do that.
There, that's better.
What? I can't read it. Precious
A
gamer girl, princess gamer girl,
Proud.
proud gamer girl.
Dude,
Are you
hashtag
backwater?
pride, am I right, gamers?
Yeah. Thanks, Joe Biden.
Oh my god,
I can't,
is there a pride flag for gamers?
I don't
Like
know.
one specifically for gamers.
There's a
Like-
gay video gaming con.
No, I think he just means for like straight gamers to be like, we want our own flag too.
For cisgender heterosexual gamers,
It would just be green,
pride
green, blue, red, and whatever the PC color is. I guess gray.
Who's streaming now?
It's always Spanky.
I'm seeing if I can find gamer pride flag.
You're just gonna find an actual pride flag with like a controller on it or something.
Oh, here we are.
Oh no.
I made a flag for the most of the repressed of genders, gamers. Orange represents Doritos. Green represents Mountain Dew. Black represents our edgy gamer tech. Red represents our god Nintendo. Please
Spanky!
retweet. Spread the word.
That's just Burger King again.
Yeah.
Everything's Burger King today.
Everything is Burger King.
Is there a Burger King filter? I mean, I'm already there.
Sure there
at this
is.
point.
It's official Snapchat. I'm sure they do.
Can
Okay.
somebody check if like the hamburger menu thing on the mobile version of the Burger King website is an actual burger, because that needs to be.
The Burger King Kids Club was a group of cartoon kids that appeared from 1989 to 1999 in children's advertisements for Burger King. And also Burger King called their kids' meals the Kids Club meal. The kids' names were KidVid, I/Q, which is Spanky, Lingo, Jaws, Snaps, Wheels, and Boomer. They also
I'm Wheels.
JD.
I'm Boomer.
John's clearly Boomer.
No. I've got the Biden filter. I'm Boomer.
I'm the one with they had like VR
I don't even
goggles
know which
on.
one
Who was
Boomer-
that?
That's KidVid. Yeah, you
that's
can be
me.
KidVid.
I'm KidVid. Boy.
Okay, tag yourself.
This will be the third podcast we'll have talked about Burger King Kids Club, or the.
I'm surprised
Okay,
it's
so
only the
the
third.
Jaws is the athletic African American guy. I think he's into sports.
His name is
Maybe
Jaws. Is he a Bond villain?
I guess I don't know why. I thought he was related to sports because in front of him is Boomer, who's a girl who's way into football and sports.
Okay.
I don't know what he's into because he isn't really wearing anything that would let me know. Other than he's
Boomer's
got
also very into like high explosive and demolition kind of stuff.
That's true. Lingo is I'm
dead.
assuming Hispanic guy who's got a bunch of like stuff in his pockets. I don't know.
And their whole thing was, different languages.
Possibly.
Wow. Cool. Good job.
There was just a lot of different like I want to know all about them. Like who?
Hey, did you guys know
what?
Mac Tonight is like a super racist meme?
Okay, we've got to start the podcast.
It's 9:00, y'all.
I learned that recently. I was very confused.
We've got 10 avatars to go through.
We're not gonna do 10 avatars. I think we can only do 5. 10 would
Well,
take up so much time.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we take up like an hour doing 5 every time. So
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have a fucking damn thing to talk about besides Avatar.
well, I don't want to make our podcast only talking about Avatar because
That's
Avacast.
We literally had only talking about World of Warcraft Classic for like 6 months.
yeah, and it was a bad idea. I don't want to do it again.
Let's talk about World of Warcraft.
Sorry, Burger King Kids Club. We got him. All right. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 401. I'm your host, John Danger, joined by my co-hosts,
Matt Kidvid Haig.
TJ Wheels May.
Spanky, text Joe to 30330 works.
No.
Thank you for taking a giant bite of, I'm assuming, Laffy Taffy right before we started.
well, I caught him off guard because we were going crazy. All right, so the Burger King Kids Club gang.
No. I want to address these allegations right off the top because I'm in my fucking Biden aviators. I put a full mouth of Buffalo Ranch popcorn into my mouth, and as soon as I did that, John's like, "Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 401. I'm your host," and I'm like, "Fuck, what do I do?" And I couldn't chew because it would have been loud, so I had to just wait until my turn. And then I was like, "Whatever, I'll just say text
for
Joe."
it to slowly soften and then try to swallow the wad of popcorn whole.
I did the best. Listen, I was going to, but it's Buffalo Ranch, like it's spicy.
It was nummy, though.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
sounds good.
Burger King something.
So on this episode of Burger King Kids Club, the fan cast, the Burger King Kids Club. Fuck, that's a hard word to say.
Burger King Kids Club cast is what this is.
Clubcast.
No, so there was KidVid, a blonde Caucasian male who loved video games and technology. He was the leader of the group, so that's me.
No, me.
Matt can be KidVid though because he is into VR. Boomer was a sports-loving Caucasian tomboy with red hair tied to a ponytail. IQ was a male Caucasian nerd. I like how they say nerd right in there. With ginger hair and freckles who wore red glasses, a green lab coat, and a pocket protector. So I guess I could be IQ.
I could be IQ too, I guess.
But John's like
a lab coat.
scientist.
I've worn a lab coat a lot in my life. Anyway.
And I've always said that TJ's defining feature is not wanting to stand up. So
and I do and I do and I do think that I am way into pocket protectors and other nerdy things. So I guess I could be IQ. Because IQ isn't a computer nerd in here. He's a science nerd. So that's me, I guess.
Yeah,
Whoa,
I don't think they had
rat?
computers in the 90s yet.
All right, Jaws.
One.
Okay, my favorite is Jaws. Jaws, a tall African-American male with an insatiable appetite. His personality is eats a lot.
I mean, that makes sense since they're all burger mascots. But
Okay,
it also
Lingo-
kind of sounds like they didn't try very hard.
Lingo is a multilingual Hispanic male who liked art and carried an easel. Why is his written in the past tense?
Because he's dead.
He's dead.
You don't remember that very special episode of Burger King Kids Club?
Snaps, who's the blonde Caucasian female who always carried her camera. I like it when you use the term Caucasian because it sounds like you're describing a perp.
Because
Yeah,
like
it
he was
does.
a Caucasian.
words. You can say cock and Asian at the same time. It's
I'm
like
actually a
compound word.
Caucasian.
Caucasian.
So I also really dislike. I don't dislike the term African American, but African American's a really weird term because it's very much like
Wrong.
Here's
an
the thing,
odd thing because it's not. You're just an American.
I have
Like
Yeah.
Biden. Listen, I have the Joe
Listen
Biden
to
filter
Joe.
now. I'm allowed to talk about Africa.
okay.
You are.
My dad thinks that he can say the same racist stuff he would have said using either the N-word or the word black. But if he puts African American there, then it's not racist anymore.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
I feel like
making
there's a lot of
progress
people who
at
treat
least.
it like that. We were like, I think that if African Americans wouldn't just go around killing each other all the time, they wouldn't have any problem. Like, you could just totally fucking hear my dad's voice or like all these people's voice, like, I want to say something racist, but if I don't want to get accused of racist, I'll say African American instead. To the point where my dad has called African American hair when we were talking about
I'm so uncomfortable
Donald-
right now.
what's his name? Finn from Star
Oh,
Wars.
Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah.
No. Oh god.
Jussie Smollett.
No. Fucking
O.J. Simpson.
no. He was Finn in Star Wars. Why can't I remember his name? John
LeVar
Boyega.
Burton.
We were talking
John
about
Mayer.
Boyega.
John Favreau.
LeVar
He's
Burton.
like, yeah, an African American stormtrooper. I'm like, first of all, America and Africa don't exist in this universe. It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Second of all, he's from Britain, not an African American.
Yeah.
The thing that like bothers me about the term
It's
African
funny when it's
American
like
is that
African American British people. Wait,
is that
what?
it's a really just. I'm not saying it's like a bad term. I'm just saying it just bothers me like in a pet peeve way, in the fact that someone from South Africa could move to America and be a white guy who is like an apartheid person and say, well, "I'm African American."
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
it's
like Elon Musk.
Are you though? Like Elon Musk could say that, as a joke, which is terrible.
Hey,
And he
Spanky, where's
would.
the blackface filter?
Yeah, Spanky, put
Oh
that on.
God! Don't even.
Please don't
even-
get us
Just
canceled.
Snapchat.
Found it. I found it.
Oh no!
Oh my,
no.
TJ. All right, let's stop talking about filters. Let's continue talking about Snaps, a blonde Caucasian female who always carried her camera. No, so in the early 2000s, they added a new character to the Burger King Kids Club, and that was Jazz, who was an Asian girl who loved the music and wore a beret. So that's Matt.
I am an Asian girl.
No, but I got to
Yep.
tell you that the crazy thing I just learned was that they were like, okay, Jazz sunk the brand. No more we can have Jazz. We got to get rid. Kid Vid's the only cool one, by the way. But
Yeah.
So I want to bring your attention to something. Kid Vid, who I've got a picture pulled up on my cam. And now here is Dippy Fresh from Gravity Falls. And I'm
so just
pretty
copy
sure,
Kid Vid.
I am pretty sure that whenever they were like, so Dipper is a main character, and they were just like, let's make a really radical Dipper as a fictional character in Gravity Falls. And I'm pretty sure all they did was look at Kid Vid and like,
And make it less
hey, let's
cool.
just turn on our character. Like, look at the pose. It's like pretty much the same shit anyway.
Yeah.
All right, that's just the one thing I wanted to draw attention to there.
Okay, so I wanted to point out that I didn't even know about
My
this
next quarantine
because-
project is going to be making a full Kid Vid cosplay.
Yeah,
Just so you know.
because because they stopped doing. Well, we already said that KidVid's alt-right.
No, did we?
Yeah.
Fuck. Is
Not
that
surprised.
canon? I don't think that's canon.
We talked about how KidVid were like turned into an alt-right person on the internet.
No,
But
we know that's IQ, right? Like
that's me.
He's destroying people with facts and logic.
He does. He's a young Ben Shapiro. All right, let's move on. So I just wanted to point out. So there was a period in the mid 2000s where they're like, hey, we probably shouldn't be like marketing this horrible fast food to children. So like they kind of like stepped away from like having so much like kids meal stuff. And McDonald's introduced like apple slices and milk instead of soda and fries in their kids meals. But then in 2004, they're like, all right, the jazz Asian girl who loved music and wore a beret, that didn't work. So we're going to completely change everything. And they created a thing called the Honbats.
The what?
Look up Honbatz, Honbats. They were characters with a group... replaced by the Honbats character with a group of characters designed to appeal to the preteen market.
What year was this?
2004.
So this was peak like Newgrounds time, which explains the character
Honbats
design.
has a distinct personality: the class clown, the brain, or the rebel. They've appeared in numerous advertisements, are still used in some European markets and New Zealand. So the Honbats are still alive. Mixmax, who's a punk who likes showing off. This or That, a green monster who likes to eat everything but cannot decide where to start. Bonnie, a studious character and the only female in the group. Chomp, large, intimidating Honbats who's really a big softie and wants to fit in. And the Eeps, a group of small, red, ketchup-craving creatures. That's Spanky Works if I ever heard anyone.
I'm Bonnie.
Ketchup-craving creatures.
I like to think that canonically
Mix-Max.
Chomp is just like Jaws after going through some kind of weird transformation.
Wait, so what you're saying is that the original Burger King Kids Club was a simulation.
I think they fell into the
Honbats.
They fell into the Ninja Turtle ooze. They learned all the secrets of the ooze, and it transformed them into these monsters.
But like, if you look at the design of the Honbats, you're so right. It is such like a mid 2000s like Newgrounds aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got to make crazy looking characters.
We just realized that you could do like simple shapes and really thick lines, and then people think it looks good. Cool.
Mm-hmm. I am also on kids-worlds-adventures.fandom.com, and it seems to be just like chronicling different like Burger King Kids Club type groups.
Okay, but are you on honbats.world on the Fediverse?
No, we gotta make that, guys. All right. I'm gonna find a random page in the Kid World's Adventures wiki. Sorry. Let's see what I get. Kids World's Adventures of Barney's Night Before Christmas.
No.
What the fuck is this? There's a lot of details on this Barney's Christmas special. All right, let's get out of here. Let's talk about what we've been up to this week. How's life going?
I want to talk about some adulting I've been doing.
Fine, talk about your adultery.
I've been married that long.
Did you get all the feels?
No. So besides the fact that, I'm being a dad again this week because all my child things are here.
Children.
And my wife thing.
My wife.
My wife.
Thank you. Spanky. That was
they moving
way late.
Sorry, I was just baffled because I was looking through, like you do, because we were talking before about the Fediverse. I was looking to see what servers my server bans. One of them is Glender.org, which is a Mastodon instance owned and operated by Graham Linehan.
Why?
Nice.
Why does he have one?
I don't know.
Because I think he got banned from Twitter or something.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I get that, but no one's going to go to his. Well, no, people are idiots.
Well, let's see. Let's see how many active users it reports. It doesn't seem to show.
We're just a Mastodon fan cast at this point.
Okay, so
it can be the band or this.
Okay, so
technically,
we need breaking news right now. Kanye West's Twitter account is insane right now.
Okay.
Is he saying more shit about Harriet Tubman?
Dude, his Twitter account right now. He's okay. Let's just start with yesterday. He posted a thing that said RMNNMRLS, and it's a bunch of Roman numerals. Just
okay. So I can explain this one. He's getting a font made, and he's just in order to share these images with the person who's actually vectorizing the font. He's just posting them publicly on his fucking timeline.
Wait,
Correct.
So are these like hand drawn, like a picture that he posted?
Yeah. So there's a guy that's doing font, and one of the things about doing font is you have to have it in different weights and shit. So that's why there are so many different like repeated characters, so that he can do different weights. Also, so that you can do ligatures, which is like when you make an F and an I, and the top of the lowercase f touches the dot of the I, that kind of. So I've done this before. This is a normal thing to do. It's not normal to post all of your work just to your public timeline without adding anybody.
Okay.
John, I don't know if you're going to be working up to this, but his most recent one is very
concerning. I'm working up to this. Okay. So I love Kanye West music. I am worried about his mental health because it sounds like something is really going down right now.
So he's
22 minutes ago. Stop. 22 minutes ago. Let's start.
Well, I just want to get the background. Like he's come out as like officially has bipolar disorder, but I'm beginning to suspect that there's more that like we're not being told.
Let's not worry about that. Let's talk about how he said he's going to run for president. And so yesterday, the last thing he tweeted was the West Wing in his like font or whatever on looks like a outside of a folder, or maybe he wrote that on. Anyway, he tweeted 22 minutes ago a Google search of Halle Berry. Halle Berry teases she's dating someone with a Sunday Funday post featuring a mystery guy. Is just the top story. And then he posted a Google search that he did of Jennifer Lawrence, and that's it. And then he posted the Ben Shapiro 21 minutes ago thinking man emoji, the thing that every like fucking right-wing person does, just let me think about that, because that's the thing. And then 19 minutes ago, he posted the Michael Jackson Black or White official music video. And then, we're starting to heat up now. 9 minutes ago, Chris, don't play with me. You and that calm yay are not allowed around my children. Y'all tried to lock me up. Who's Chris? Is that one of
Kris Jenner? It's Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner.
It's a fucking Kim's sister.
Everybody knows the movie Get Out is about me. He tweeted 9 minutes ago. All right. 8 minutes ago, I put my life on the line for my children that North's mother would never sell her sex rape. I'm assuming
now that is a typo. That should be taped.
Yeah, which is too late because that was already sold. I put my life on my God that North's mom would never photograph her doing Playboy, and that's on God. I'm at the ranch. Come and get me. And then he posted, and then 6 minutes ago,
he posted a standoff. You guys,
he posted Drake
this is bad.
With the thinking emoji, and then he posted 6 minutes ago, "Come and get me." This is the Exodus, like Pusha said. And then 5 minutes ago, he posted "On God," and that's it. And then 3 minutes ago, he posted "Shia is Cap."
I think that's referring to Shia LaBeouf, and I'm thinking he's calling him Captain America. Sure. I don't know.
And then, oh my God, there's more. It's just like live.
No, we are live. We are
Kim
live.
Tried to bring a doctor to lock me up with a doctor. So I'm imagining right now, Kanye West went to his ranch in Wyoming, and he's kind of having a mental breakdown right now. It seems like, because he's like gone crazy. And his wife brought him a doctor, basically.
My wife
said, you need to get this figured out because you're having mental problems.
No, I think.
And then he says,
John, I think her name is actually North's mom, apparently.
Okay. Either way, Ye posted 5 minutes ago, if I get locked up like Mandela, y'all will know why. Nelson Mandela, I'm assuming. Not Mandela
Carl
Barnes.
Mandela. He actually shoplifted something. I don't know.
Okay. And then 4 minutes ago, he wrote Shia was deposed to do, so I'm assuming supposed to do, the first Yeezy Gap shoot, and he never showed up. So maybe he was saying Shia is crap, because maybe that was before, because he was supposed to do a photo shoot for his clothing line, and he never showed up. All right. Anna Wintour always showed me love, but when I told her I was going to Gap, she looked at me like I was crazy. Then she called back kissing my ass. So Anna Wintour, who is a fashion person, I think Vogue maybe she runs. Anyway, he started to deal with Gap. All right. Then 3 minutes ago, he posted Chris and Kim call me now. And then 1 minute ago, he posted to Kris Jenner, "This yay, you ready to talk to me now, or are you still avoiding my calls?" That was 3 minutes ago. I don't know what else is happening. This is like, it's like a car chase we're watching live here. This is what you don't get on Mastodon. You don't get to watch the crazy people have meltdowns. That's what I'm there for.
So
I'm a misery vampire.
He's made one more tweet since that screenshot, and I didn't bother to see what it was, and he
must have deleted it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Shit.
I remember it was aggressive. That's the only thing I remember about it.
Oh fuck, man! Somebody probably screenshotted it though. So, all right. So that's our Kanye watch.
I hope he's not armed. Like
I really hope he's okay.
He's got at least two.
Not.
His left and his right.
Watch out.
Okay. So
why does he should just go hang out with this guy?
I'll eat your ass.
And I feel like they have a lot to talk about.
I'll eat your ass.
The thing about Kanye is I like his music. I like Kanye's music. And this is me as Joe Biden responding now.
Can you do it in a Biden voice?
I don't even know how to do a Joe Biden voice.
Try to be like a human yawn.
Sound like you're dying.
I like Kanye's music. No, I can't do it. To me, his voice has nothing to it. Because I keep wanting to fall into. Because the thing is, here's the thing about white presidents for the past, I don't know, all of them, and my definitely since I was born, they have very I can do impressions. Read my lips. No new taxes. Like do a George W. Read my lips. No, in Texas we didn't have any taxes. You can do a George W. You can do my fellow Americans. Monica Lewinsky. I don't fucking know. You can do Bill Clinton. You can do everybody loves. You can do Trump. I don't know how to do a Biden.
Here's what if Biden becomes president, the impression that's going to get used is just Jimmy Stewart from that really late performance on The Tonight Show where he read a poem about his dead dog, because that's exactly what Joe Biden sounds like. So
I think that because Joe Biden doesn't have a clear accent to do, he won't win. And that's why we should have voted for Bernie, because
you can do a Bernie.
We can do a Bernie. Bernie's easy.
So I don't really. I'm
but
just
Bernie's not easy.
I'm assuming what's happening right now is
somebody's wrestling his phone away from him.
Well, I feel like Kanye West and his wife are having trouble, maybe.
All right. Well, that's it for Kanye West. What Kanye West?
I mean, I'll leave it on in the background. We'll check it an hour from now and see that there's a live video of a standoff,
like a helicopter footage or something.
Anyway, it's like a volcano. You never know when it's going to pop off, but when it pops off, it's just you can't stop watching it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely increased seismic activity right now.
Yeah. So,
are we talking about his dick?
I mean, we can be.
I don't know. We're saying a lot of pop off.
You never know when it's going to pop off, man.
And horny Twitter is kind of getting to me right now. Anyway, so
can we talk about horny Twitter? Twitter's got very
TJ's
horny.
been trying to start a sentence for
all right. So we just had a conversation
Where's horny
about
Twitter?
How you won't
I'm just saying,
on Mastodon. You will absolutely find horny on Mastodon.
Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to point out that I follow a lot of accounts on Twitter, and I feel like the quarantine had a phase where everyone got really bored, and then everyone got really horny and just started posting a lot of pictures of themselves on Twitter, and then it kind of died off when Black Lives Matter happens, and then now it's gone back to being horny.
Yeah.
So nature is healing.
That's the human attention span. Just whenever something hasn't happened in a week, it just defaults to horny.
Mm-hmm.
This is good sparkling water that I bought. Waterloo.
Yeah, I've got that here. It's pretty good.
The Whole Foods delivered it.
Is it licensed from ABBA?
Yeah. It's got.
I'm currently drinking a key lime LaCroix, but
I got one of these blackberry CBD waters.
I was drinking the other day Aha, it's Coca-Cola's sparkling water.
Okay. Wait, what's the Pepsi one?
What?
Bubbly?
Bubbly, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Former co-host of the podcast, Keegan Michael Key, had some ads for Bubbly.
So did current co-host Michael
Truly,
Bublé.
Truly. It was the white cloth.
Truly, thank you. All right, TJ, what were you going to say about horny Twitter?
Okay, I don't even know, but I just.
So, anyways, guys,
I was waiting.
Thank you, Matt.
To cut him off again.
Thank you, Matt.
You can run, but you can't hide, bitch.
I forgot I had that. That's from
That's a good one.
I had a bunch
Kanye
of sound
watch.
effects
It's
from
been 9 minutes.
PUBG.
All right.
Right.
TJ, are you okay?
I will be.
Can we talk about the Taco Bell menu changing?
We can.
No,
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to distract you again. Talk about what you're going to talk about.
Okay, so I started doing some adult things today, and not the horny Twitter side of adult things. I as I do about every other day or so, I apply to like a million jobs, and my younger sister, who I don't talk about on the podcast.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you had a younger sister.
I have siblings
I
in all
recently
directions.
found out you had a brother, so I thought that was it.
I have siblings in both directions of both of the boring genders. That's the way to say it. The boring genders.
All right.
I've got 2 older sisters, older brother, younger sister. I'm one of 6, so I'm annoying middle kid.
So
no one knows me.
Your parents really like to fuck.
Basically. Well, 2 of them are different father, but whatever.
But you've got 4.
I have 3 kids.
3. Oh, I spoiled
3 kids.
the end of the podcast. Sorry.
No, my wife is not my child.
No. Oh, okay. Never mind. She had a secret. She's texting me something. We'll talk about it later.
Cool. Awesome. So, anyway.
She'll talk to you about it later.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
One of my kids is trying to interrupt this. Can you guys close the door, please? Thank you. All right.
One of Matt's cats is really trying to interrupt this.
Yeah, I get you.
They just
So,
were like, hey, let's start wrestling and let's do it right under Matt's fucking chair.
One of the jobs I got sent, or at least, like, hey, maybe you should do this, seemed totally not me.
Pinky, stop!
What is he doing?
He's seductively licking his fingers.
He doesn't know how to seduce.
That's true. But somehow he knows how to do it.
I bet he's the best
God
at it
damn it.
because he's
You know,
just
it's
like
it's
an outside
those
observer.
Biden glasses. What can I say? They're sending.
No, he needs a house twink.
It's
And
true.
I already said I'd apply, but he won't take my application.
All right.
Won't call me back.
It's true. I tried to sign up for his house twink on Mastodon, but I couldn't figure it out.
John, you're more of a bear, and TJ, you're more of an otter.
All right. Anyway,
but I'm definitely a sub. Anyway, so I got sent a position in Marinette County, Wisconsin.
Okay.
For an assistant medical examiner. At first, I thought there's no way that I am qualified for this. But I went through it, and the qualifications for an assistant medical examiner in Marinette County is United States citizenship, 18 years of age or older, no felony convictions in any court in U.S. unless pardoned of conviction, high school diploma or equivalent,
Okay.
death investigation training through the state of Wisconsin, but within 6 months of the appointment. So I don't have to have that now.
No, you could get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Insurance acceptable driver's license. Prefer training or experience in the emergency medical technician nursing related field. That's a preference.
Yeah.
Not even a requirement.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
It's a part-time on-call position, $19.68 per hour, 2 hours minimum pay per call, and then anytime I'm on call, it's just a free $1 per hour.
TJ, I think you need to do that job because
Yeah.
you're going to get to see a lot of cool dead bodies.
Yeah.
Yes, and considering I watched someone die at one of my jobs,
That's
and I had
true.
a gun in my face, I'm set for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's true.
basically got all the training there. They might
So-
even promote you to detective right away.
That's a different department.
I don't know. I haven't seen those TV shows in a while.
Oh, I gotcha. Dun dun. But I looked for just because I've been looking in Dane County as perfect timing. Because I've been looking in Dane County in the Madison area because I've wanted to go back there eventually.
Medical exam.
Wait, hold on. Comedy rule of threes, you guys.
All right, thank you.
The equivalent position, which is open right now in Dane County, requires, I think, a master's degree and something like 4 years of medical experience. So,
yeah. That reminds me of like the old days where I think it was coroner was just like an elected position, so you didn't have to have any medical training, and you were just like, oh yeah, clearly this was a suicide. Really, got shot in the back of the head 3 times.
Not only was that the case, that is still the case in the town
in a lot of counties. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. In the county I grew up in, that's still the case.
Oh man.
And the fun fact about the coroner, typically, if they do like the cookie cutter like law enforcement layout, the only person that can arrest the county sheriff is the coroner, and that is the only person the coroner can legally arrest.
That's crazy.
So now
I don't
we're
know
talking,
why, but that's just the way it is in certain counties.
Now I'm talking about a small county in northeastern Wisconsin. It's the same one I grew up in. How do you think I apply to this job?
In person. Or writing a letter.
It is by mail or by email to a generic MC resume at marinettecounty.com. Not even directly to a person.
I imagine you just get a lot of the stuff they're dealing with is like, here's a shut-in that we didn't find until it's been decomposing for 4.5 weeks. Have fun.
Probably. Oh, and then people with mental illness that were killed by their parents. Guarantee it.
What? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Small town murder parents?
Baby killers by shaking. You know, it's that's what I'm expecting.
Oh yeah, babies. Yeah, I forgot
and then
how fragile they are.
And then all the old people that die in the nursing homes. Oh, what we got? We got a Kanye update. What's the
West?
I don't know.
Children will never do Playboy. West.
What a
and just a picture of Kanye and his kids.
What the?
So, oh yeah, okay. I just got that 29 seconds ago. So we may be heating up again. So I got some information from a very non-reputable news outlet, but it is the Daily Mail. But it sounds like that there was rumored that his wife threatened to divorce him, and they were having an argument earlier in the day.
Mm.
So,
is it because he's trying his best to trash his brand and not make any more money?
That is such an amazing photo, by the way, that Spanky has up. The lady who sat down nude in front of a bunch of cops.
Yep.
And then the cops drove away.
Yeah, we were talking about horny Twitter, and that was when this updated. It's not there anymore, but in my what's happening, there was that. So I figured I would bring that up and show the watchers.
Why did he tweet out Halle Berry?
I think he was comparing the search results of Halle Berry and Jennifer Lawrence, where it was like Halle Berry might be dating somebody, and Jennifer Lawrence is like, here's all the biography stuff. And
now, to be fair to Jennifer Lawrence, she did get married last year, so maybe that's it.
And to be fair to Halle Berry, she has not been in good movies.
So I don't know what's going on with Kanye, but it's not going well.
Sorry, Mr. West.
Yeah, dude, get some help, please. That's all.
So the only other thing is that when you go to when you look at Google, the way that they handle this shit, Halle Berry has like a top stories in her overview, and Jennifer Lawrence just goes straight to images. There's no stories or anything. I don't really know. Oh, someone tweeted at Kanye West doing a search of Harriet Tubman, I guess.
That's where he got his info from, man.
Yeah.
Man. This story is going to continue to develop.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and let you know how many dead bodies I'll touch. So,
all right, cool.
Because I'm definitely going to apply to this.
I would love to hear if if you get any of those jobs. So if you ever need a guy to be your reference, feel free.
Yeah, I got you on 2 right now.
Even though we worked together like a million years ago.
Yeah. And
did we?
If you ever need a guy to lie
you were working for Edgewood the same time I was working for Edgewood, so
like I guess technically working for Edgewood, yeah. So I guess that works.
Yeah. You were in the sports information department, right?
Well, yeah. That's when I was. That's when I was working for Edgewood, not going to Edgewood. I was in sports information. Yes.
There you go.
Otherwise, I had jobs as a student. That reminds me of one position I applied for in Dane County, which had a ridiculous amount of questions I had to answer, and one of them, which I actually just said available upon request, asked for 4 references, not family, not relatives, not previous coworkers or previous supervisors that can vouch for your character, this, and that. And they wanted names, addresses, phone numbers, email address, and previous addresses if they've moved in the past 5 years. I'm like, what? It's like, you want to know my close friends. It's essentially what they're saying. And what they don't realize is men don't have close friends that they didn't work with.
Yeah, I don't have any friends.
It's not manly if you fucking talk to people, if you don't fucking sweat next to them when you're on the roof, building the roof of the house, doing manly labor. What do I look like to you? A bitch?
Matt just posted in general, and I looked at the old picture that John reposted from before. Sorry, not John, Spanky reposted from before. And I just want to say, where's my bison?
Where's my bison?
Yeah.
Oh man, the way I said that just made me think of Liam Neeson and the Taken movies.
Yeah.
What a day. God, and I brought a thing I wanted to talk about.
And today's been a long week.
So you're a homeowner now, right?
Wait, update.
I'm a homosexual.
He's now Googled righteous indignation.
No, he Googled Critchios indignation and it auto-corrected to righteous indignation.
And there's the picture of Donald Sutherland from the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Nice.
Okay, so now that you're a homeowner, you'll probably start experiencing getting lots of bullshit like spam mail all the time because you own a home. And so they're like, hey, you have an address that is like public now, so we can just like send you shit. So I got this in the mail, and it's been a hell of a read. It's the Epic Times.
Oh yeah, the Epic Times. Did you know that the Epic Times?
So it is. They spend I got a sample sent to my house.
Yeah, so they spend a fuck ton of money on YouTube ads that play. So because I'm a crazy person and I have everything, I have no accounts and I delete all my caches and things and I randomize my MAC address and I do all this bullshit whenever I use the internet. When I go to YouTube, it has no idea who I am, doesn't know my recent, it doesn't know anything. And I get Epic Times ads all the fucking time because the way that it works is when you give an ad to Google, you say, who do you want to target? Oh, I want to target gamers. I want to target whatever. Epic Times is like fucking anybody. Anyone you can put this video in front of, fucking target them. And they put a shitload of money into it. So I get their ads all the time. I looked them up once and they start off as like weird Chinese religious, like Chinese pro-capitalist religious group. And then they've decided to make a newspaper in like the 80s or something. And now they kind of masquerade as like the real news, who lets you decide for yourself with the true facts without the spin of the media. But it's also like literally just like Breitbart diet.
Yeah, apparently they're big into the QAnon stuff.
What's
they got banned? Yeah. Their ads are banned from Facebook, which means you really fucked up.
So okay, I'm gonna read this because it's reversed on my camera, but. So here's the Epic Times, dear reader. Here's the Epic Times special edition for you to enjoy. This is a little pamphlet that was put in with a mailing. Obviously, they want. Oh, dude, oh, it's not now. If I wish this was already stamped, but they want me to put my own money on a stamp, which sucks because if it wasn't, I would just cut out some like anime waifu bullshit that I print out and put it in there. Because that's a fun thing to do when you get spam mail, because if they already pay for the postage, they don't have to pay unless you actually post it. So that way you're making them pay for sending you garbage. So here we go. Dear reader.
Wait a minute. No, sorry. I've heard that not only do they have to pay, but if there's weight limits on like the envelope, like if you send them just like a cut piece of sheet metal that'll fit into an envelope, they have to pay the amount it takes to like cover the extra stamps to put on it for the weight.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Dear reader, here are the Epic Times special edition for you to enjoy. It consists of contents published previously at the Epic Times. So this isn't like an actual like weekly edition.
It's like the Reader's Digest version.
It's like the best of the like recent few months. Our weekly issue has news, life, tradition, business opinion, and mind-body section. In today's age of severe media bias, this piece of media, like I always love it when a media outlet is talking about media bias being a bad thing. It's that Spider-Man pointing at himself meme. I moved the camera. I'm gesturing over there, but I moved the camera here. I gotta switch the Discord window to this because I'm like pointing at you guys when I'm talking to you. So
that's fine. I'm gonna look at you, John. You're fine.
Thank you. So no spin, no bias, no agenda, except for to restore faith in the freedom of the press. Well, I mean, that all sounds pretty good. Restore faith in the freedom of the press. Seeking the truth, grounding all statements in facts, preventing people from being misinformed and misled. The Epic Times is a return to traditional and authentic journalism. No communism is the first bullet that they have. Uncovering the devastating effects of communism throughout this nation. The famous communist nation, the U.S. And
I do have some updates that are very juicy.
Just let me finish this page and we'll go. Rooted in traditional values, chasing the truth tirelessly in order to uphold a moral society grounded in virtue. Third, unbiased coverage of President Trump. White House reporters cover the administration without spin, bias, or hidden agendas. I like that they also have a little Trump face on there, like a little right there, little Trumpy boy. And then fair and factual reporting, presenting with all the facts and context without bias. This costs $140 a year to get this, and it looks like it's monthly. It must be. No, every week. 1 print paper and 5 e-papers to your email. Unfortunately, you have to use your own postage, which sucks because I wanted to send them garbage, or just like poop and then get some on my hands and wipe it on a piece of paper and put it in the envelope.
You could just like when you're walking your dog, just get like a blank piece of paper and just like grab some shit. Although that makes me feel bad for the postal workers, though.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to touch shitty paper.
So, I mean, I'm going to have to read more of this, but it might just infuriate me.
To be fair, Spanky, they did already touch shitty paper.
It seems very, very like you got a police being handcuffed by not allowing cops to like do enough stuff now. Like, so the pro police on the front. Pro stock market, saying analysts are saying that it's not going to be so bad after all. Life and Times, life and tradition. Some old fucking ladies here.
They're not.
I bet you this is an article on lesbians, and those two are lovers, right?
Yeah,
it could be. No, these are just two separate people that
they're just good friends.
Well, okay, now some of this isn't bad. Like, I mean, obviously, this is like USA Today kind of stuff, because you got like an article on how training service dogs help veterans to heal, and the importance of telling children fairy tales.
Yeah, this is like headline news shit.
Yeah, exactly. This is like children's stuff.
It's like something you'd buy at a supermarket checkout.
How can you dislike this article?
I can't.
Look at all them puppies. Look at them puppies. Anyway.
So. At my high school, they had a TV in the lunchroom, and they only turned it on at breakfast time. and the only thing it was ever turned on to was HLN headline news. And like, I mean, there is literally like that channel is nothing political or useful. It's all like,
no, it's
here's
just
some fucking soldiers coming back and their dogs reacting to them. We're gonna talk about this for 15 minutes. And I still had one so fucking crazy. It was like, this liberal fucking network that's owned by CNN, always playing, is gonna fucking turn our kids into liberals. And it did. Look at me. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. Now it's a lot of like, here's a video of a squirrel water skiing that we got off YouTube.
Now they've got comics in here. They got a comic section. I want you to guess what the first comic is in the comic section.
Dilbert.
Now, you can guess it.
Dilbert.
Anyone else?
It's
Garfield.
that one guy.
Peanuts.
It's Dilbert for sure. And then Garfield, and then a bunch of other. It's just like regular comics. Okay.
Okay.
So I want you to know that they got that. We got Trump delivers a magnificent speech. The narrative wants to shout it down, says Roger Kimball. The speech that he gave at the whatever.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore. See, there's some stuff here that is good though. Beijing's national security laws and all-out assault on Hong Kong, says human rights activist. Like, you know, I'm for that. You know, Hong Kong rights.
So here's the origins of the Times is a Chinese religious group that was opposed to communism and was pro-capitalism.
Now,
that's why they'll be anti-China. Got
it. But the anti-China is also talking about how it's China's fault that there's a global pandemic, which is, you know, that. I mean, they hate communism. I gotta give them that. They're talking about, here we go, universal basic income explained. I'm sure this isn't slanted in any way. I'm in the opinion section, so I gotta give them credit there. I can't say that the stuff being slanted is their fault when it's in the opinion section. And we got mind and body, and we got here's what every guy who buys this paper looks like. A 50 to 60-year-old white man, and it's.
I don't know. You've probably got like the PragerU fucking big brains buying shit like that.
Like, it doesn't seem to be. I mean, I was expecting. Oh, harmful ideas that weaken Gen Z. Ooh. What's going on with Gen Z?
Participation trophies.
Oh, man, I tell you.
Is Gen Z and Zoomer the same thing?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think
so. We're not talking about how millennials are ruining stuff anymore. Now we're like talking about Gen Z.
I will say that this paper seems generally the least offensive out of like all the Fox News type stuff I can think about.
That's just because you're turning into a Republican.
No, they may have given me the sample is just the least offensive stuff that they can do. It just seems very pro.
Next week, John's going to be like, government. You know, I subscribe to One American News Network, and it's pretty balanced. You know, it's pretty middle of the road.
So, here's a story that I just learned about because I'm on Twitter for the first time in like ever since the last time I was on the podcast, basically. You guys remember in the primary whenever Joe Rogan endorsed Bernie, and a lot of people are like, you know, Joe Rogan's kind of shitty. It's probably bad that Bernie allowed someone to endorse him. And like without asking, like, people like we're ditching on Bernie. It has just been confirmed, I guess, recently that John Kasich, Republican governor of Ohio, who shut down over half of that state's abortion clinics, he's endorsed Joe Biden. John Kasich has endorsed Joe Biden, and they're letting John Kasich speak at the DNC.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that's okay because of unity. But Joe Rogan endorses Bernie without Bernie asking him to, and fucking he's got to apologize for that shit.
Yeah, it's almost like everybody wanted to line up against Bernie for no reason other than it would fuck up the system that put them into power.
So there is an article, message from schools about reopening. We're ready to go. So they want them schools reopening.
You have to let me update the Kanye Watch situation because I'm exploding right now.
But you guys, the U.S. is vulnerable to China rare earth monopoly, researchers find. Wait, I have one page left. Okay, yep, pro Hong Kong stuff. A lot of that in here. This is here's the editor-in-chief. Could you meet a more fucking penis man than this guy? Hello.
I'm John Penisman.
I've got facts and logic. What a fucking loser.
He hasn't
Anyway.
slept with his wife in 3 years.
Yeah, but I have.
We're not talking about you.
No, that's longer.
Okay.
Hey-o! Sorry.
Kanye
All right,
watch.
I have
Kanye
slept
watch.
with my
Kanye
wife in
watch.
3 years.
Kanye watch.
Play the audio. You gotta play the Chiron. Thank you.
All right, let me update so I get my refresh so I get my times right. Okay, 10 minutes ago. So Kanye does this thing where he doesn't use periods, I guess. He just puts like a tab, or, you know, if he's cool, he puts 4 spaces in instead of a tab. But he says, I love my wife, space, 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 space. My wife or my family must live next to me, space, 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 space. It's not up to E or NBC anymore talking about the television networks.
Yep. I want to read the next tweet. I want to read it. Yep.
Okay.
NBC locked up Bill Cosby.
Yup. And then
1 minute after that, go ahead.
Kim
Matt.
was trying to fly to Wyoming with a doctor to lock me up, like on the movie Get Out, because I cried about saving my daughter's life yesterday. Which the most disturbing part about this to me is he really misunderstands Get Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like he's bringing it up because when he started going hardcore pro Trump, like everybody was like he got Get Outed, but
Yeah.
he seems to think it's being forced to take medication.
So wait, what did he cry about his daughter?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with that Playboy stuff, but I don't know why, because his daughters are like 8.
Here we go. I almost killed my daughter.
It's the he basically he had a rally, which was fucking wild because like unlike Trump where you just make sure it's only filled with your supporters, he just let fucking anyone in, and like there was people booing him and shit. Like it was not under control. It was weird, and he was wearing like a bulletproof vest that said security on it. It's a very weird situation, and he like, did this like screaming rant about how abortion is murder and how they were talking about if they wanted to have the kid, and he basically screams like, I almost murdered my daughter, something like that.
That was it. So he was probably thinking about an abortion, basically.
Yes.
And then they chose not to do that.
Okay.
And then in typical Kanye freakout fashion, it's difficult to understand what he's actually saying, even if you can understand every word of what he's saying.
So him doing that tweet is like, they're coming to try and get him medicated because his rally was a shit show, but he's just reducing that down to like the daughter thing. That makes sense. I'm sure. That's
I mean, he's having a hard time. You know, I hope he's okay. But
no comment on NBC locked up Bill Cosby, John?
I mean, I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. And that's because of it, Bill Cosby is trending on Twitter, I guess, because of Kanye. I'm so confused about what's happening.
Was the Cosby Show on NBC? Or I thought that was like CBS.
I think he might be making a false. Otherwise, I was thinking he was making a false equivalence for MSNBC versus NBC, the whole network.
Did you guys know Bill Cosby still has a Twitter account?
It was on NBC. I think I'm confused because I think Viacom owns it though, which is not NBC now.
Yeah, that's CBS.
That's CBS. That's why it's so confusing that there's all these old sitcoms that are on NBC that are now on like CBS All Access and stuff because they own the rights to them. Because I think NBC used to be partnered with Viacom for production.
Before the merger with Universal, I guess.
Yeah, like lots of crazy shit.
Well, and then there's also the situation where like a lot of this shit can be on Disney Plus now, because even if a show was on NBC, Fox Studios usually makes the shows and they just license them out to NBC.
Yeah, that's like the
rights run out, they revert to Fox, which means they revert to Disney.
Yeah, that was one of the crazy things about like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Was that was on Fox for, airing, but NBC Universal was the production company. So then now that it's switched back to NBC, it's like, we'll just put it on NBC. Because Fox canceled it because we own the rights to it because we are the production company. But now I don't know what they're gonna do. Nobody wants to watch that show.
So I know Spanky hates it, but there was a little bit of gaming news this morning.
Oh yeah,
yeah. There was a Nintendo Mini Direct for.
I watched that.
Yeah, I did too because it was super short and nice and simple to watch.
More Bakugan facts?
My dick.
No, because it's all third party. It was all just their partners for this.
Yeah, it was a partner, and like one of my friends texted me like, Nintendo didn't even release anything. I'm like, it was a partner preview or something like that. I think they were just contractually obligated to release this.
Well, no, they said they're going to be doing a number of these. That's only the first. Partner. Just trying to, because I only remember the big two.
Well, while you're finding that, another thing that's been interesting this year, because of the pandemic and E3 being canceled, it seems like every game company is now turning into what's it called? Nintendo. Because every company's like, oh, we're going to do our own like directs now, basically.
And people made fun of Nintendo so much when Nintendo started that, and then now that it's the coronavirus, like, fuck, we have to do the exact same thing, and we ragged on it for years.
So it was a simple direct for the most part. Started off with DLC coming to Cadence of Hyrule, which is the Crypt of the Necrodancer spin-off on Nintendo. They've got a character pack, which is out today. And then there's a melody pack and a new story, Symphony of the Mask, both coming out before the end of October. And they're coming out with a physical copy of the game, which will have all the DLC on it. And then they talked more about Rogue Company, which was a third-person online multiplayer shooter, cross-platform that I don't know if it has come out or first has come out or is coming out, but it sounds like here's more stuff about it. It kind of looks like if Rainbow Six Siege was a free-to-play.
There was a WWE game that looked kind of fun, but also the character designs for it was like, how can we make like American chibi wrestlers and also like Uncanny Valley at the same time? Well, it was really disturbing to look at.
There's two directions to come from this, because they had WWE All Stars on last gen systems, Xbox 360, PS3, but this is part of the 2K Playground series of games. They decided to jump into WWE for that, because what else do they got besides golf, which is coming out later this year? And I'm going to go ahead and freaking try that, because I love me some golf. But it looks interesting. They had some actual wrestlers playing the game. And then, so first of all, that Rogue Company isn't free to play. So there are, but it looks like it will eventually be free to play, but the starter pack is $15. And then the last thing is that they showed off that the PS2 cult classic Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne is getting a full remaster for the Switch. And both it and Shin Megami Tensei 5, which has been previously announced for Switch, are going to be launched worldwide next year. The Nocturne remaster will be in the spring, and they didn't even have a season for Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Okay.
And Megami Tensei, that's basically what Persona is a spin-off of. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot more... It's a lot more dark, a lot more demon-y, but it's got the same demons that all the Persona games have.
Cool. Anything else from that Nintendo? I saw anything else exciting, I guess?
I mean, that was it from the mini direct.
It's not part of Direct, but Paper Mario the Origami King is out, and I've played 2 chapters of it now, and it's very fucking good.
Yeah, my wife's been playing that.
Is that a good place to like get into Paper Mario, or should I try and
find
other ones?
None of them are connected, so
yeah, it doesn't matter.
So here's what I recommend to you: if you like RPGs, like turn-based RPGs, start with Thousand Year Door. If you like the aesthetic of Paper Mario but don't really care much for turn-based RPGs, go to Super Paper Mario on the Wii. And if you just want to get the latest one because it's the newest and will be the most modern, have the most modern shit in it, you can get this because it's not a turn-based RPG exactly. It's kind of like a puzzle RPG.
Okay.
There's no experience or anything like that.
Yeah,
So
I thought
there's no grinding.
I thought it was more like a side scroller. I guess I didn't understand what Paper
That's
Mario
Super
was.
Paper Mario.
Oh, okay.
Super Paper Mario is a side. Well, it's not exactly a side scroller, but it's a lot of it is.
Okay. Cool.
Did you ever play Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo?
I did.
The first Paper Mario was the spiritual sequel to that game.
Oh, okay.
And every time they made a new one, they've strayed further from the light.
Well, except for Thousand Year Door. I like that one.
I would say Thousand Year Door is just an evolution. Personally, it's my first one is my favorite game of all time. But Thousand Year Door.
All games are bad.
No, there's one good game. It's
World
Mario
of
for the Nintendo
Warcraft
64.
Classic.
Well, let's talk about WoW Classic, y'all.
No. You guys like some WoW Classic?
Well, we'll probably talk about it in a couple weeks once the new raid drops.
Yeah. Then I'll stop being bored with it.
I got really shit-faced one night and just logged into WoW Classic and ran Wailing or whatever the fuck that was. Maraudon with y'all. And like I woke up in the morning, I'm like, did I play WoW Classic last night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You woke
I
up.
don't remember anything we talked about.
7 or 8 years.
You woke up in bed next to the World of Warcraft
disc
from 2005.
I got a couple bits of COVID news before I move on.
Oh, good.
Okay.
And then we'll be done. So my science corner.
Yes, science.
So there was a press release today. This is a pre-publish of a study that was put out. So it hasn't been peer reviewed yet, but it will be. It seems like it makes sense in terms of like looking at the data myself. They were able to prove statistical significance with their treatment, and it was a double-blind randomized trial. So the gold standard in terms of clinical trials. So a double-blind trial means that the people giving the drug and the people receiving the drug both don't know if it's the placebo or not. So there's basically no way that there can be a bias based on the placebo effect on that. So, and you don't see that in a lot of times with these studies because it's basically like, well, we need to figure out something, to help these people. So, but this is an already existing drug that is just an experimental drug that was, I believe, used for multiple sclerosis. Now that's hard to say. Multiple sclerosis drug. Yeah. That is basically it's an antiviral drug because multiple sclerosis is when your body basically attacks its own cells, and so this is basically an anti-immune response because one of the problems with I have to get a better article because this BBC article is terrible. New COVID drug. Because it's actually pretty neat. New studies clarify what drugs are.
Retrovirus.
It's not that.
Here because I'm just reading the New York
Times That's article. The one that's like wearing platform shoes and.
Oh, this is an inhaler drug.
Yeah.
The drug based on interferon beta.
I love inhaling drugs.
IFB, which is a protein naturally produced by the body, which basically is kind of the precursor to your immune response. Basically. Is found that it actually helps a lot with this because one of the reasons why the coronavirus is such a problem is because when it gets into your body, it has the ability to block your natural interferon response, basically disarming the alarm cells in your body. So it allows the virus to kind of progress without being attacked by your immune system for a long time, and to the point where it gets deep into your lungs, and then your immune system finally catches up and starts going over, haywire and crazy, and you get super inflammation, you get pneumonia, and you die from ARDS, which is a respiratory distress syndrome, and you can't breathe. Basically, you're basically drowned in your own lungs. Yeah, it's not it's just a flu. Anyway, it's a real nasty thing that can happen. I mean, most people's immune systems are robust enough, or you don't have enough comorbidities that when you get, a bad infection, you're not going to die. Again, must stress, 99% of the people that get this are going to not die. But for that unlucky few, it really can destroy you. But what they're finding with this drug is basically it is allowing your interferon response to work like it normally should against a virus, which seems to be, it's a small study. I think it's just a few. I'd have to look at it's just a brief news release. They don't actually have the full study because it's not peer reviewed yet, but I think that's going to be happening. But they did find 9 different British hospitals that 79% of people that received this versus people that received the placebo didn't need ventilation. So it basically stopped the virus from getting to a point where you're basically, when you get on a ventilator, when you get this, it's basically, hopefully your body doesn't shut down before the virus is killed. It's a waiting game. Mm-hmm. So this is a point where it's basically can help you to get there. And it sounds like it's pretty good. They were able to get enough people in the study to get it to be statistically significant. So I don't know if there is a way to get this, though, because I think it might be a really expensive or rare drug. But it's one of those things that's like, that's why we got to close the schools, man. Like, we need to get these treatments figured out before things happen. And so when we do want to open things up and people do get sick, well, Jesus, Matt, your cat is just pissed off about the Rona.
Yeah.
I get it. It's your home all the time.
They're
right?
all,
that's why.
Yeah, they fucking hate me. Like,
that's why you're home all the time.
Can you get a job, please? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so, but it's like an inhaled, it's like you get a nebulizer and breathe it in. Supposedly it works, so that's really good. I guess it was originally developed for or at least the inhaled version, because it was originally an injectable drug used for multiple sclerosis, but this was for people, the inhaled versions for people with COPD. I just caught a fly in my hand. And flu and asthma and other things. So gross. Smushed fly.
Hip hop and rap trending right now. Phrase, what is Kanye?
Cool. If you don't know what Kanye is. So there's just good news in that front. I wanted to bring that up.
Now, is there some brand of like pool cleaner that I can find this drug in? Just to save money and inject that instead.
Or like some bleach, which apparently, we can talk about.
This will be very, very, very bad. And the other thing too was I saw a bunch of news articles saying, BBC reports British vaccine trial shows an immune response to the virus, and it's like, yeah, that's old news. The Moderna vaccine already did that. That's stage 2. That's phase 2 of the trial. So they're catching up to the front runner at that point. It's not anything new. It's just another one looks to be promising enough to move into widespread trials.
But no, you guys, healthcare in America is so expensive because we have to pay for all like trials and stuff that are developed here.
Sure. That's how it works. All right, guys. We got to talk about Avatar, I guess.
I hit the right button.
There we go.
All right, 2 hours into the podcast, although a half hour that will be cut out because there was a good half hour garbage. Although I will have to clip some of the Spanky. It was
kind of the best.
The stream is very quiet, says our chat.
I don't know.
Probably. Matt,
it is definitely not quiet on my computer. I just checked it real quick just to make sure.
Nice filter.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Spanky. Spanky got the Avatar filter. All right, so we're going to talk about 5 episodes of the Avatar. Episodes, 10 through 15? 11 through 15?
10 through 14.
11 through 15.
11 through 14.
11 through
14? 15? 15 on this.
Well, no, we have to talk about 15.
Right. But I was just thinking, like, that was 14 on Netflix or something. The number.
Yeah, Netflix did just
ignore Netflix
together.
Numbers.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So we're just going off of the. Let's see, your book 2 Earth. Okay, I'm gonna look up episodes. Okay, so 11 was we finished the library. Yes, so we had a cliffhanger. Oh wait, are you figuring out what Avatar character you are there, Spanky?
Yeah, that was a tap to stop the spinner. Which Avatar character are you?
Got it.
All right, I guess I better do it too.
So we left our heroes the desert. The library that they found sunk into the desert. Oh, Momo. Oh, god damn it. You guys, come on. We're talking. This gets delayed enough. You got to tap it to stop.
I'm trying. Okay.
You're Aang.
Max.
Dude, that means we have to kiss each other now because I got fucking Katara.
That's
Me
fine.
and
Spoilers.
TJ are gonna like.
Oh, wait, I
that's
think
the
it's
wrong
Avatar.
Avatar.
No.
How's that?
10 out of 10 cosplay. Good job.
All right.
So check it out.
so
It has a version for if you shaved your head, so that you could really sell it, and it goes all the way to the top. But
Nice.
I'm currently got it on like, won't spoiler, I guess.
Yeah. Shh.
No.
Don't talk about season 3. All right.
I mean, I almost did a Zuko cosplay this week, so we got that.
Guys, we have to get through this. It is late.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so Avatar. It's like this
All right.
planet full of blue people, and then they need to get unobtainium. It's
Fucking
like
kill
the
me.
Marines from StarCraft need to get some
You guys have this
unobtainium.
podcast. I'm going
And
to bed. All right.
So where's my bison?
Yes.
where's my bison?
Where's my bison?
Give me my bison.
So
I have
the
a
Appa
particular
was
set of
kidnapped,
skills.
and they're basically trapped in the middle of the desert. And then we gotta speed through this because we don't got time.
Yep.
Sokka drinks hallucinogenic cactus juice.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
He
and
goes
it's fucking-
peyote tripping.
Yeah, he goes on a little peyote trip. And kind of flies around and like blows up, makes a mushroom cloud in the desert because he's angry. The Appa's gone. And that's the kind of
I will
them.
say,
They're
when you watch
trying to find a way out of the desert. Go
When
ahead.
you watch episode 11, it's like Aang is super pissed off
Mhm.
and goes into Avatar state and
Mhm.
only gets calmed down by Katara. And he's like, before he does it, he's like, "Where's my bison?" And he's all really pissed off about it. And then the next episode is like them just chilling out in a lake and like doing cannonballs and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get that in like broadcasting time, there was time in between that, so it wasn't so jarring. But I just had it on autoplay, and it's like, fucking, I'm gonna go Avatar mode and kill you sons of bitches for taking my bison.
Yeah.
And then it's like, credits, and then it's like, skip the credits, and it's like, we're swimming!
Yeah. And so then the B plot, you have Zuko and Iroh are now back together after I think Iroh's wounds have healed enough that they're traveling. And he goes to, and this is where you learn a little bit more about the Order of the White Lotus, because you've been talking about like the game Pai Sho, which is like the Go or shogi kind of game that they play in the world. And about how the White Lotus is his favorite piece or whatever, like that's his thing. But it turns out there's a Order of the White Lotus, basically. And he goes to the back room and they talk about shit because he's that. And Zuko isn't let in because he's not a member. And then that is Iroh. Iroh emerges and he's like, all right, well, we can sneak into Ba Sing Se as refugees. With I'm assuming you got like fake passports and stuff through the White Lotus. So that's what they're going to be doing. Meanwhile, Aang has tracked down a bit the I guess sandbenders, or he finds some sandbenders, I guess,
which is difficult because they travel in single file to hide their numbers.
That's true. But he was able to find them. No, they fight. No, that's it. They fight the buzzard wasps, which is what they found because they're like looking for something, and they find this big mountain, and there's sap, but it tastes like rotten penguin meat, says Sokka, and so they're mad. But then these fucking buzzard, so they're like what? They're like wasp bodies, but like buzzard heads.
They're buzzards.
And then that's when the sandbenders show up because they're like, what the fuck's going on? And then Aang's like, you took my son. And then fights them and destroys a bunch of their ships. And then the guy that was it, the son, confesses that he took up the bison without knowing. It was
because Toph heard his voice. Recognized his voice.
Like, oh, I recognize that voice. That guy was one of the people that stole it. And then so now he knows. Oh yeah, and then the whirlwind dissipates.
Like, how can you? Sure.
Go ahead.
And then Toph's like, because I'm fucking the prodigy deaf or the prodigy blind. What do you think? I'm deaf too?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And so then he gets in the Avatar state and freaks out, and then Katara like hugs him, and he's fine. That's what happens. All right. Next.
And Episode 11 is a really good one for Iroh and
yes.
What's his face? Kyoto. Kazuko. Kazuhira.
So
Big Z.
the Serpent's Pass is the 12th episode. My favorite part about the Serpent's Pass is that you're like, it's called the Serpent's Pass because it's this really long, thin, narrow land bridge that looks like a serpent.
You'd think that.
Guess what? Secret extra serpent.
Yo, dog, I heard you like serpents.
So yeah. So basically, Avatar's like, hey, people are impersonating him, so they're trying to get to Ba Sing Se, right? Same place Zuko and Iroh are going to.
Yeah, because they heard that Appa would be there.
Yeah, they heard Appa was probably sold to someone in Ba Sing Se. So they're like, all right, let's go to Ba Sing Se. Let's get on the fucking ferry to Ba Sing Se. But you need like a passport, and they meet like a lot of people. They meet Jet, Smellerbee, and Longshot. No, they don't meet them.
Zuko and Iroh do.
Yeah,
on the boat.
Zuko and Iroh do, yes, but the group doesn't. Jet, Smellerbee, and Longshot. The rest of the crew must be dead, gone. I don't know.
Refugee
It
Del
sounded
Square.
like I got the thought that they were dead
Possibly.
because they were like, we got to leave that behind after what happened or something. So,
yeah.
And I have my wife shut the door because
My wife.
well, you told my dog to get out of the room and she walked deeper in.
It sounds like a poorly trained
Hi,
dog.
Judy.
I blame
Hi,
your parents.
Judy. Hey, Judy. Hey, Judy. She just wants to be with me.
Is that
Judy?
Judy? Holy
yes.
shit.
Trust me, we'll get into that. All right, go. All right. My dog finally left my side. All right. That's what dogs are great for. They just love being around you. All right. So they were gonna like get tickets on the boat. Zuko and Iroh meet Jet and Smellerbee and Longshot, and they're like, all right, well, let's just tell their whole storyline. So they get on a fucking ferry, and you kind of learn a little bit about how Ba Sing Se is, because like the rich captain has like all this food, and all these people in the lower decks basically just have to like eat garbage basically until they get to Ba Sing Se. Kind of showing you the cash.
Iroh then has a moment
system.
where he asks what Smellerbee's name is, and Smellerbee says Smellerbee, and Iroh's like, that's a fucking weird name for a young man. And then Smellerbee's like, fuck you, I'm a woman. And then Longshot goes and stares at her, and she's like, you're right, Longshot. I really should accept myself for who I am and not worry about what other people think, because I'm the only ones who like the thing that Longshot does is give really long sentences of encouragement and wisdom to people by just looking at them.
Yes.
And that scene, there's a lot of people who headcanon Smellerbee as a trans woman because of that.
Okay. Or wait, or not trans man?
No.
No, because she said she's a woman.
She says I'm a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's weird to me because he mistakes her for a man though. Oh,
yes.
Okay. I guess I'm getting it now. It just took me a while to wrap that around my head. You're right. That makes sense. Sorry. Anyway, let's not worry about what Smellerbee.
Wait, trans women get mistaken for men? That happens?
By assholes.
Shut
up. All right. It took me a while to pick up on that. All right. Anyway.
Switch back to the Biden filter.
Sorry. Guys, come on. We gotta get the fuck through this. So, Zuko, Jet, and Smellerbee sneak in the captain's fucking storeroom and liberate some food. And they're like, Jet's like, hey, this Zuko guy and Iroh are pretty cool because we both like beating up people that suck, basically. And that's what we have in common. And meanwhile, the fearsome foursome, Sokka gets to see Suki again, and they have a little bit more romance there.
Yeah.
So it seems like the Kyoshi warriors are kind of helping out because there's a lot of refugees from the Earth Kingdom moving into Ba Sing Se because it's the safe place to be, everyone says. And so then they try and get a little passport to get on the boat, but they don't have it.
We meet the true villain of the Avatar series, bureaucracy.
Yes. That is very accurate.
Yeah.
But you see more of that in the Bossing Say arc.
And then Toph uses rich privilege to just fucking bypass the bureaucracy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But then there is a pregnant woman, and her husband were hoping to get on, but passports were denied or something. And so Aang's like, fuck it. I'm going to go with them on the Serpent's Pass because I'm like the Avatar and a good person, and we should help these people out. And so then they're like, all right, let's go on the Serpent's Pass, basically. And it's just a big old long...
Oh, and at the entrance of the Serpent's Pass, there's a little gate, and on it is like abandon all hope here.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that sounds depressing. And he's like, we don't need hope. Maybe we should abandon it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the
he gets all emo.
Aang is super edgy this episode.
Yeah, he is.
He's just like, man, my bison's gone. I don't have anything to fucking lose. I don't give a shit.
I forgot about the other stuff too.
The way the episode ends for Aang, when I watched it the first time, I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." When I watched it the second time, I'm like, "This is fucking stupid."
Yeah. So here it is. Let's get to this. So, I forgot the Kyoshi warrior, or no, just Suki helps them get across, and so then Suki and him kind of have a moment one of the nights. And he's like, I don't want to kiss you. I'm not ready, because he sees the moon.
My last girlfriend turned into the moon. It's kind of...
I have to self-fucking... what is it? Cock block myself by looking at the moon.
Yeah. He's like,
I can't do it because they never dated or anything. I
can't do it. My ex is watching me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got to wait until the next new moon, just so it's not ox.
But then at the end, he kisses her, though, at the end, where he's like, I got over that shit, which is good. But yeah, here's the line that they have the line exactly what Aang says. Katara helps deliver the baby because they end up having a baby, and then Katara's like, fucking, let's figure this shit out. Sokka looks at her vagina and almost passes out. Is one of the moments that happens, I think, right? Doesn't he like?
Yeah, basically.
That sounds right. I don't remember that. I'm sure it happened.
Anyway, Aang tears up and says, I've been going through a really hard time lately, but you've made me hopeful again. And then they named their new daughter Hope. Which I'm like, okay, that's a little bit.
No, but before that, there was another line that was, I want to name our daughter something unique, something that has meaning in this world.
Okay.
And it's like,
name her Aang.
Okay, so you want to name your daughter something unique, and then you're going to go with Hope?
That could be a
just
brand
saw
new
a sign
name.
that said abandon all hope.
I mean,
and this
maybe
kid has been edgy and saying that hope is bad the whole time, and now that you have just hearing Aang say, I've been going through a really rough time lately, and you make me hopeful again. It's like this writing. Now, again, the first time I saw that, because I wasn't like, I knew where this was going, I was like, oh, that's cute. The second time when I was watching through it, and I'm like, I know what happens here, and I was just paying attention to the quality of the writing, I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's a kid's show, and the writing is sometimes very good, and I think the plots are very well put together. Sometimes the dialogue is a bit... They were
trying to communicate that scene in a kindergarten reading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe nobody's ever been named Hope in that world before, so it could
That's
be a
possible.
name.
Names like Katara and Sokka and Toph.
Yeah. I wanted just a completely wild-ass fucking name that nobody's heard of before. I'm going to name her daughter William.
John. Thomas. All right. All right, so they finally make it to Ba Sing Se at the end of the Serpent's Pass thing, and it's like, bum, 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 or whatever happens at the end of an episode when they see something on the horizon.
It's like
which happens
Fire
in
Nation
every other episodes. And it's the fucking Fire Nation fucking penis that's going to attack the city.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally trying to break through the hymen of Ba Sing Se.
Yeah. So
I don't know if that's literally what's happening.
So I don't want to say that Attack on Titan ripped off Avatar, but Ba Sing Se is basically the city from Attack on Titan.
Is that Titan? Is that the city?
I forget the name of the city in Attack on Titan.
Titan
it doesn't matter.
AE.
But anyway, so they got a big giant walls basically, and this is why Ba Sing Se has never been taken because it just has basically it's like, okay, we have these massive walls, and also we have earthbenders that can like instantly fix all of the walls and continue to put up fortifications. Like, I mean, that's Earth as an element. It's the ultimate like stopping force.
It's the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah, basically. So I think we could probably speed through this episode because
half it is big fight against the drill.
I was like plot wise, like, okay, there's a drill.
We gotta stop that staying drill.
And they come up with a plan on how to stop the drill. And then also in the B plot, Jet is like, hey, Zuko, you should join us as the freedom fighters. And then he sees that like Iroh heats up his tea using his hand. And he's like,
well, he doesn't see that. He sees Iroh has tea and he's complaining about it being cold.
And then it's hot later.
He turns away. Yeah, and he turns away and comes back a couple seconds later to say something else. And then he's got hot tea.
Yeah. So he just is making connections there. Anyway, so yeah, the drill thing's pretty cool. Yeah, obviously it's commanded by the fucking girl power squad. May, Ty Lee,
Teen Girl Squad.
I forgot how awesome Ty Lee is actually. As a character.
This is the first episode where Ty Lee fucking kicks ass.
That's an acrobat, right?
Except for the
names mixed up. Okay.
Except for when Ty Lee gets like plugged up in a big pile of shit at one point.
Yeah,
Matt.
In the butthole of the drill.
Is since I'm depressed, so is May.
Okay.
May is my bae.
I just remember like fiery sociopath, Hot Topic girl, and acrobat.
Yes,
I'm Hot Topic.
Hot Topic girl is mine.
Did you guys, since you guys are all fucking old, any of you ever watch the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon?
No.
I've seen an
episode.
That was 80s, I think.
That was like mid 80s, whereas the only cartoons I know from the 80s are like late 80s.
I was born in the mid 80s.
I'm the oldest of this. I've seen an episode.
I was born in the 80s.
The theme song is like introducing the different the different jobs from Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
That are probably, we've got fighter and sorcerer and acrobat. That's what I think of whenever you describe Ty Lee as acrobat.
Yeah. But yeah, she does kick ass in this. But so anyway, their plan is we're going to sneak in because we can't do anything on the outside. It's basically impregnable. So they sneak in. We're going to destroy it from the inside.
They're going to impregnate it from the inside.
Their plan to destroy it from the inside is weaken all these like outer shell pillars using waterbending to like cut metal.
Yeah.
And then
it's very like boss fight. Like we have to destroy these columns.
That was like strategy wise. Why don't we just destroy the engines? Like, wouldn't that like better than like?
Aren't they steam engines? So aren't we gonna just pop them with the water again?
At one point, they do destroy the engines because they fucking crack open a valve and push a bunch of like wastewater through it. From the drill. So like it kind of destroys the inside too. So it's like I don't think you really need to like destroy the shit.
We have since talked about the penis drill. We've said the words impregnable and destroyed the inside and.
I think
once we said a bunch of shit from the butthole, we've got a very like sex focused.
I think from the beginning, like one of the writers was like just obsessed with the idea of like cutting shit with a water torch, and they were just like, we have to work this into waterbending at some point.
I like the Terra team, the like elite earthbending force or whatever. I got Terra team on it. We'll be fine. They immediately get destroyed. And so that's it. I like
the big. There's a big Easter egg at the end though, where they find out that the drill's name is Wint.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Oh, it's Easter egg. It's not an Easter egg. It's
Aang and Azula have a pretty cool duel basically as well.
It's Drill from Twitter. It's Wint.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, Drill tweets.
Wait, at the top of the wall, Sokka begins to brainstorm clever nicknames for their group, including the Yang Gang, is what my wife said. Yang Gang? Yang Gang.
He's ahead of his time. Sokka's really into like universal basic income.
And as I said earlier, the fearsome foursome. And they prepare to enter Ba Sing Se now that they basically destroy the drill and like melted a bunch of watery rock over it, which Toph and Katara can both bend because it's got water and earth in it. And then anyway, so they just destroy the fucking thing. It's a pretty cool episode actually, but not a lot of storyline things from it. Then we get to meet Judy in the next episode, which is my dog's name, and she was very excited about this episode because Judy shows up. But,
did she react when they said Judy on the TV?
Oh, I didn't. But but my wife and I heard that, and we both started saying Judy a lot because we wanted our dog to react.
Nice.
But anyway, so they get to Ba Sing Se finally, and it's a big city, and they go
to North Korea. I mean, Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, they go through the tour, and they're like, "Here's the outer ring for crafters and the new arrivals to the city. Here's the middle ring,
which means like poors and refugees. We keep them on the outside.
The middle ring is the middle class. Thanks, Spanky.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, exactly. And then the inner ring is like all the rich people, basically. And then they're taken up to the inner ring because he's a celebrity, the Avatar, and they get put into a little house. And they're like, I'll put in that request for you to meet the Earth King. It'll probably take like 6 to 8 weeks to get back to you. Like it's like the fucking. And meanwhile, she's like, I can show you around all the place, and basically,
I do like immediately. Toph is like, yeah, we're being handled because like the parallel between an authoritarian regime and overprotective parents. She knows this shit.
There we go, Spanky. Thank you for those eyes.
Oh my god, I hate this. I hate everything you've chosen to do with your face.
And then meanwhile, Zuko and Iroh are like going to live out their dream of Iroh's going to live out his dream of becoming a tea master, and like they get jobs at a tea house, and he immediately like turns the tea house into the hottest spot in the lower district.
Hot spot because they're firebenders.
Get it?
Wow, thanks for you.
Get it?
Yes.
But do you get it?
Is still like watching them. I mean, like he's got to be a firebender. There's a really cool part where he like steals their like tinder twigs or something, and he's like,
they're firestones.
Yeah, have to use firebending in their home to like light a fire so they can make some tea. But then, Spanky, please stop.
No, Spanky. No, Spanky.
We're trying to get through this, Spanky. Come on.
Just don't look. Just don't look.
All right. So anyway, I don't know how Iroh knows they're being watched, but he's a smart guy, and he's like,
I think he probably just assumes, like he's like, this is fucking Ba Sing Se. We're always being watched.
Exactly. So he's like, oh, I just borrowed some of the fire starter things from our neighbors. They're nice people. Anyway, and so Jet's like full on QAnon right now.
Yep.
Conspiracy theory. These are firebenders,
and to the point where like the other two are like, dude, just let it go. We came here to make a fresh start. Don't start this up again.
Start new life here and not do anything. They have like a duel. And then I think he escapes, and then later in the day, Jet shows up at the tea shop in the middle of the day and starts like, no, that's it. That's when the fight happens. He shows up at the tea shop, and then he gets taken away by the Dai Li.
Because he's trying to bait Zuko into using fire powers, and then like as far as everybody else is concerned, this guy's just beating up a tea shop worker.
And so he gets taken away.
He's like, that guy heated up his tea, and everyone in the shop is like, he fucking works here. Of course he did.
and so you also see him as he's taken away go to the what is it, the lake
Lao
guy, and you see him being brainwashed basically. And so you learn a little bit about that, but then the Avatar crew basically aren't allowed to do anything because Judy keeps like telling them off, and then they're like, all right, we got to sneak into this party that the Fire Nation or the Earth Nation King is having because he's got his pet bear.
You mean like a mongoose bear?
Or a platypus bear?
Bear.
That's weird.
It's weird.
I love that. And so then Katara and
sorry, we never. I'm gonna go back one episode just to make one reference, or 2 episodes because we forgot to make it, which was there was a platypus bear working security when they were getting the passports to Ba Sing Se. And the cabbages guy was trying to get in.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't come in because they might have cabbage worms. destroy the cabbages, and a platypus bear just starts chomping into his cabbage.
That's true. Forgot about Cabbage Guy.
Yeah.
He shows up a lot.
You can't bring produce in. I mean,
Yeah.
You got to know these rules.
Yeah. So anyway, they're like, all right, well, we're gonna go to this party, and Katara and Toph get all fucking tarted up, and fucking Aang gets a boner because he sees Katara in makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And
dude, yeah, this is a very horny episode for Aang.
Yeah. And so then he's like, "You're beautiful." That's really gross, but he's 12, so whatever. Or 14? How old is he? 12.
Well, 112.
She's 14. Anyway, so yeah, they're rejected, even though she has the family seal. But then this guy, Long Fang, is like, "I'll help you in," because that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And then
He's
Aang,
like, I'm just a nice, not suspicious at all guy.
Aang and Sokka are like, "Oh, they're not. We need to get in," and they just sneak in as servants, basically. And then they all get like basically outed at some point because something happens.
Because Aang dumps a bunch of fucking water all over this bitch.
He spills his drink holder.
And he's like, "Oh shit, don't worry, I'll dry you off." And then uses his airbender powers on her and blows her makeup all over her face. And then she's like, "Oh, the Avatar."
Yeah. And
so then he puts on a show for the bear.
Yeah, that's true. And then Long Feng is like, "Actually, I'm the Grand Secretariat of Ba Sing Se, and I'm the head of the Dai Li, which is the secret police." And I'm like, "Let's go to this other room and talk," basically. And then
let's take a stop.
Yeah, and then Aang's like, "All right, guys, there's a solar eclipse coming. We got to fight the Fire Nation." And then Long Feng's like, "Guys, there's no war. The war doesn't exist. There's no war in Ba Sing Se." And so, like, because the city is basically closed off entirely, and nobody can get in. So rather than like contribute to a war effort or worry about a war, they're just like, "Nah, war doesn't exist. Like, don't worry about it." And it keeps the peace, basically.
Yeah, and like he figures as long as he can keep the king in the dark, then he can keep control. So he's like, if the king knows there's war, he's going to want to get involved, and I'll lose control.
And then like a lot of what is it? There's a lot of parallels to when there's like a pandemic going on, and then just a lot of people choose not to believe that there's
a pandemic. John, if we just stopped testing, there would be no COVID in Ba Sing Se.
And one of my favorite parts, though, is at the end. They're like, "All right, Judy will accompany you back to your place, and as a different girl."
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, what happened to the first one? And then we get to the saddest episode of Avatar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because of Sokka's fail.
Just because Momo has such a... Oh, right. Yeah. No, yeah.
Well, anyway.
In my skimming rewatch of this, I skipped Tales of Ba Sing Se because like it's emotionally hard.
Spanky, you can't skip it because there's a rap battle.
That's true.
But Ba Sing Se has the rap battle.
So I will say this episode is kind of like the Simpsons episode 26 Tales in Springfield.
Yeah.
Where they kind of have each character or group of characters has their own little arc. And so Toph and Katara have the first one. And
Aang is really good too.
It's kind of like not a filler episode, but it's like just a little like here's a little episode before we get to the main final like 4 episode arc of the 4 or 5 episode arc of the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They were all pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love this episode. It's really good. And so basically Toph and Katara like we should get makeovers basically and have a spa day. And Toph's like, I'm okay being a dirty girl. She's like the tomboy like thing. She's like, I'm not cute or whatever. And
but then at one point she was like, all right, I'll entertain it as long as they don't touch my feet. And then they immediately like start scrubbing all the fucking layers of dirt off her feet.
And then they leave out with like really pretty makeup, and then these older girls.
Well, there's also like, let's not skip over that. There's a mud bath which she enjoys because of earthbending. I just thought that was funny
because it's getting dirty.
I just want to mention this: the Avatar Wiki fandom. This says three girls, older girls, led by Star, which I didn't even know this.
Who is Star?
That's the girl that made fun of the way she looked. Has an entire history page, and she's only in the one episode in that one scene. So I don't know who wrote all this, but anyway,
self-insert fan fiction.
Yeah, maybe it very well could be. So basically, they make fun of Toph. Basically, like she looks dumb, and then basically, Toph earthbends a hole in the bridge, and all the girls fall in the water. And then
Katara like
wave drowns these 3 girls.
Yeah, it's like they seriously have no idea if those girls drown or not.
But anyway, they kind of gain, because like Toph and Katara have kind of been butting heads a lot, and this is the episode where it's kind of like, okay, like we can be friends a little bit. And then for some reason, the Tale of Iroh isn't the one that they have at the end of the episode, which is weird. And it's not even at the end of. It's like not even in the middle. It's the second one.
Yep.
So the Tale of Iroh is a pretty sad one, I guess. Iroh's just a cool guy, basically.
He's just him going around town doing nice things for people.
Yeah, he buys a flower. There's a boy who's crying, and Iroh sings him a song. And then an alley. There's
a mugger
earthbending a ball, and it
crashed
through your window. And he says, "You should admit your mistakes and restore your honor."
But then the dude's really big, and they
just run away. But anyway, while he's in an alley, this mugger basically tries to mug him. It's like, dude, you're holding that knife all wrong. Like, I could just knock you over by touching you, basically, because you're using the wrong stance. And they have like a heart-to-heart. And he's like...
He convinces the dude to try and become a masseuse.
Yeah, like stop being a criminal, basically. Which is really cool. And then he's collected all of these items that he was going around town to get. And he goes up to a hill with a large tree, pulls out materials from the basket, and is a memorial for Lu Ten's birthday, which was his only son, which we've learned about in the previous episodes, who was killed in the siege of Ba Sing Se, which is when Iroh basically quit fighting, basically, when his son died. And they talk about that back, when we see Zuko and Azula as kids. They're like, well, he doesn't have an heir now because his son died. And so he does like a very like Eastern ritual where they light 2 incense sticks, and he wishes a happy birthday to his son because it turns out it's his son's birthday. And he wishes he could have helped him like he helped all the other people, but that his son dying is what helped him to become a better person. And it's really sad. He sings a song, Leaves from the Vine. And it's even more sad because the guy who did the voice of Iroh passed away from esophageal cancer after the season basically was mostly wrapped on voice work. There's actually a couple spots in the season where I think Stephen Baldwin, someone does the voice of I forget who it is, of Iroh. I'm gonna look. But yeah, it's really emotional because he sings a really nice song and the guy's dead that did the voice, and it's a really sad story.
Greg Baldwin.
I knew it was a Baldwin. The
Baldwin brothers.
Anyway.
Oh man, I just clicked on his page.
Yeah.
He's got a kitty diddler mustache.
All right, let's not worry about that. We gotta keep going. It's late. Tale of Aang.
He bought a zoo.
Yeah, Aang's story we could just kind of skip over because Aang's just Aang does the thing where he wants to help out, but then he because the animal, the zoo is all sad, and then he's like, hey, the Dai Li won't fund it because it's not popular with the kids, so everything's sad, and so he's like, I'll help, and he just releases all the animals from the zoo, which is okay, well, it's kind of a theme with Aang. He's like, oh, I want to help, but he doesn't know anything about it. So he just kind of
which is why I love that comic of him not knowing what ambidextrous means.
Yeah. He's just he's just immediately going to support you because he's that kind of guy. But even if he doesn't know what he's talking about. So then Zuyanos not the only creature that sent the whistle. Oh yeah.
On this episode, Iroh is the only one that has more than one sentence, so we could probably speed through a bunch of these.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got one more interesting one after that. Sokka has the rap battle, which is fun. He stumbles into like a
haiku poetry parlor,
and he turns out he's really good at haikus.
Until he tries to be good.
Yeah, and then he tries too hard and fucks up. But then the other one that's actually we have two more that are actually somewhat important. One's plot important, one's not. So we have the Zuko tale where that meme is, where he has a date with a girl who has a crush on him, basically, and then they go on a date, and she's like, "So what do you like to do?" And he says, "Nothing." Or what do you do for fun? Nothing. Because he's very edgelordy. And then he's like, noticing her eating, Zuko says, "You have quite the appetite for a girl." It's just like he's just like such a like fucking idiot who doesn't know what to do. And then he's like, "What do you think I do?" In the circus, because he makes up a story that they were a traveling circus when they traveled to Ba Sing Se. And then she's like, "Yeah, I'm a juggler." And she's like, "Juggle for me." And then he tries to juggle, which is weird. You know, he could have made up something like, "Oh, I don't like to perform like right now. Like it's a whole thing. Like I need my
tools. I'll juggle for you."
Jesus Christ.
Spanky's got the Zuko Snapchat filter. So anyway, she takes him to her favorite part of her city, the Firelight Fountain, at night. And there's usually floating lanterns and like water looks like it's sparkling, and then like all these lights. And so Zuko does like a thing where he's like, "All right, close your eyes." He does like a nice thing, and then he lights all the candles with his firebending, basically. And then she tries to give him a kiss, but he holds up a coupon for a free tea. That's a bad filter. You had a better one before. That one's a little.
No. This one's which one was it? This one's good, but like I was cycling through and I'm like, "Oh, this one looks like the icon for this one's way better." And I click it and it looks like a fucking
pain.
Vagina.
All right. So he and then she says for him to close his eyes, and then she kisses him. Haha. And then he runs away, basically. And then Ira was like, "How was your night?" He slams the door. He's like a moody teen, basically.
But doesn't he like reopen and go, yes. It was really good.
Nice.
Yeah. You're like, okay, maybe he is softening a little bit. And then we have the one that's only important based on the storyline going to next episode is the tale of Momo.
I think you mean the most important one because of the characters involved.
Well, I love Momo as a character, and it's a lot of fun. And then Momo is like basically dreaming about eating fucking massive moon peaches, and then he actually wakes up and he finds a tuft of Appa's hair on his head from inside the bag, and he smells it, and he's like, I could probably look around the city, basically, because he wants to find his friend Appa, because they kind of are friends. And so he's searching the city. He meets the pumas, the pygmy pumas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right,
pumas, and they try and eat him, and they like have a chase, basically. And then Momo becomes a dancing monkey for a minute, and then all four of them get captured, basically, by the animal control police. And then they're offered to a butcher, which is like, oh, I thought it was like, oh, they're gonna throw him in like fucking the pound. No. And this episode's also great because they show like Momo seeing people talk in like Momo speak, like because he can't understand English or whatever language they speak in the Avatar world. And he escapes because he's got opposable thumbs, and he just like fucking opens his cage, basically.
Yeah.
And then he looks back.
He's about to bolt. He looks back, and the cats are like, "But us too."
Yeah, and he rescues the cats, and they become friends. And the cat like smells the fur and is like, "Oh shit!" And then like grabs it and runs. And he chases him, and they find a 3-toed footprint in the street, which is very obviously Appa's footprint.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, and then he lands in it, curls on top of the tuft and fur, and falls asleep, which is really kind of also sad.
And then the weird thing is in the extended cut, then it starts raining, and then the puddle fills with rain, and he drowns, and Momo drowns and dies at the end of that episode. And everyone laughs and claps.
Momo says that we're all lost.
But he didn't die. He did, but
he starts speaking
it explicitly
English.
Makes it clear he didn't die of drowning. He died of esophageal cancer.
Yeah.
Momo died of esophageal cancer. Yes.
And then Werner Herzog just starts narrating the rest of the series about the bleakness of existence.
Yeah. Momo says, I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on the fire of the shoulder of Orion. I watched C-beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments will be lost in time like tears in the rain. Time to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird that they had Momo speak English like that.
Yeah. God, fuck, I want to watch
Bounty hunting is a dangerous profession.
I'm going to make my wife.
That was the worst German accent.
Anyway, that's it for this episode. We gotta end. It's fucking 10:48. I got work.
Nothing else from Kanye. So
we didn't even get to talk about.
Oh,
how
we did get something
to let Taco Bell is dying.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah,
because I went on a Taco Bell run specifically.
Kanye just said, "I'm a focus on the music now." 3 minutes ago,
which is good because
which I feel like is not Kanye, but somebody else took his phone.
Well, no, I mean, from the way it sounds like he's in Wyoming and his wife and father-in-law or mother-in-law, I guess. Well, anyway, mother-in-law is in LA, maybe trying to get a hold of him. But his studio is in the ranch in Wyoming, so he can just work on music. Yeah, that's the best thing for you there, Kanye.
Trending in the United States. Pray for Ye.
Yeah. Speaking of trending in the United States, John_Danger is the guy to follow.
You can follow John_Danger at toot.cafe.
On the Fediverse.
Let's see if my application got approved. Otherwise, you can just find me at Matt Haig Music everywhere.
My favorite part about a social media app is having to apply to use it.
I got approved. You can find me at Matt Haig Music at linernotes.club.
And I'm at May of May at mastodon.cloud because I'm default. But you can find previous episodes at borninthE80s.net or join our Discord, discord.borninthE80s.net, a new way to get there.
Yeah, much easier than YOLO20.com or /borninthE80s.
Mm-hmm. And spell everything out. Spell out 80s.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm Spanky. You can find me by texting 30330 to text Joe to 30330.
Okay, Joe, it's sundown. It's time to go to bed. We gotta go.